as the Atlanta Falcons, fresh from an opening day victory against the New York Giants last Sunday, host the Los Angeles Raiders. The Raiders, an upset winner at Candlestick Park, San Francisco last week. Hello, everyone. Dick Enberg with former NFL quarterback great Lenny Dawson. Welcome to our game from Atlanta, Fulton County Stadium, 60,000 fans. And it's a team, the Raiders, who have always played well against the AFC. The best record, in fact, 30-9 against the NFC.
Well, you know, they are the silver and black, and I had to look at those people for a lot of years, and it's going to be difficult for me to call them the Los Angeles Raiders as opposed to the Oakland Raiders. But whether they play in Los Angeles, Oakland, Podunk, whatever it is, they are a very physical and a very intimidating type of football team, and that's what you're going to see this afternoon.
An aggressive club, and so are the Atlanta Falcons. Let's talk about some of the individuals. Marcus Allen, what a debut last week against the 49ers. The former Heisman Award winner at USC led his team in rushing 116 yards and picked up 64 more pass receiving.
Well, I'll tell you, it's rather ironic, isn't it? He wears the number 32. I was talking to the fine safety of Atlanta, Tom Prizemore, and he says, I asked him his opinion of Marcus, and he says, you know, he reminds me a lot of O.J. Simpson. And he is going to be the man that the Raiders are going to rely on offensively.
Now let's talk about the Atlanta Falcons. Number 31, William Andrews, their fullback. He not only led Atlanta last year in rushing, but in pass receiving.
He is the offense for the Atlanta Falcons. If Atlanta goes, this man must go. You know that he had over 2,000 yards last year. He averaged 127 yards per game. He had 81 receptions. He led the ball club last year in that department. And Bartkowski even said, hey, our team is William Andrews. We have to have him healthy. And he is healthy this week.
Lenny, the key could be which team can stop the pass. Neither played well against the pass in 1981.
Well, last week Atlanta was riddled by the New York Giants through the air, and they are very concerned about that. Oakland also has had their problems with the pass, but Lester Hayes is trimmed down this year. He's no longer 230. He's about 202 pounds, and he's playing very well.
All right, let's go to the action as the kickoff. The Atlanta Falcons. Luckhurst delivers it deep. At the 10, and down goes Clee Montgomery, shy of the 20-yard line, and a flag is down at the 10-yard line. So Luckhurst of Atlanta kicking to Cleotha Montgomery, the younger brother of the Eagles' Wilbert Montgomery, and the Raiders will start deep in their own end after the penalty is marked off by Fred Silva.
You know, Dick, earlier you and I were talking about field position.
Pushing on the way. First down.
And how important field position is for both clubs. It's very difficult to march some 80 yards. Take a look at the offense of the Oakland Raiders. Plunkett, Marcus Allen, and Kenny King in the backfield.
Cliff Branch, Malcolm Barnwell, plenty of speed on the outside. Todd Christensen, the tight end for the Raiders, with Davis replacing Shell at left tackle, Marsh for Upshaw at left guard, Dalby, Marvin, and Lawrence. A big front five protecting Plunkett, who starts deep in his own end at the 5-yard line. And a mix-up in the backfield as Allen is dropped by Fulton Kuykendall, number 54, after a short gain. Defensively for the white jerseyed Falcons, Yates, Smith. They feel that Smith's one of the better nose tackles in the league. And Jeff Morrow, the front three, Richardson, Kuykendall, Curry, and Williams. Curry, the leading tackler. Williams likes to blitz. Bobby Butler and Kenny Johnson at the corners, and Glazemore, Brook and Pridemore are at the safety. Glazebrook's the man who took a 91-yard fumble for a touchdown against the Giants in winning last Sunday. The fullback Kenny King across the 10-yard line. Yates there to secure him. It'll be 3rd and 5 for the Raiders.
You mentioned the nose tackle, Don Smith, number 65. Here he's going against Dave Dalby. Dalby won his job back. He gets Smith moving and just carries him downfield, enabling the back to pick up the good yards. What they want to do right now is not give up the football by a fumble, turn it over, and have Atlanta come back and score quickly and fighting an uphill battle the rest of the afternoon.
Now the Falcons the last 2 years, Lenny, have been right up among the leaders in taking the ball away. They're an aggressive team. They force fumbles. They're opportunistic, but last year they were guilty of giving it right back too often, and that accounted for their 7-9 record. Too much time. Plunkett extending beyond the 30 seconds allowed, and that'll be a 5-yard penalty against the Raiders.
The early part of a football game is so very important because it sets the tempo of the game, and you don't want penalties. You do not want to get backed up near your goal line.
Tom Flores in his 4th year watches them mark off 5, back to the 5.
Offense, number 65, false start.
They fall false start. The official downfield actually gave the delay of game signal, so apparently they were right at that 30-second count as well.
Well, maybe Mickey Marvin was looking at the 30-second clock, said it's down to 0, it's time to go.
Marvin in the middle of that Raider offense. 3rd and a long 9. Plunkett from his end zone. Up for grabs, and an alert Raider knocked it down rather than catching the ball. Coming back was Malcolm Barnwell, and rather than catching the ball as his momentum was taking him into the end zone, he just knocked it down.
Very fortunate that they did not get tackled in the end zone. That would have been 2 points against the Raiders. He's looking to go to his left side. He was actually looking for Marcus Allen. He just gets rid of it. Plunkett, no, he's in the end zone. He got to get rid of the football. If he's tackled back there or they grab him and claim that they have possession, it's 2 points for Atlanta.
Guy will kick from deep in his own end zone. Billy White Shoes Johnson was returned to the National Football League from the CFL. He stands at the Atlanta 48. Guy doing a good job of fielding the ball. The kick is short, and Johnson in Atlanta has the football at the 39-yard line, and a flag is down. 34-yard punt by Guy, but he saved 2 points. That one was aimed out of the end zone.
They talk about punters and kickers. There are some very fine athletes who are kickers, and one of them is Ray Guy.
Number 49, kicking team, illegally downfield.
Billy Taylor releasing before the sound of that ball against foot, as he was one of the interior men, but that'll be declined by the Atlanta Falcons, who take over at the 39-yard line. We apologize for the audio difficulties we're experiencing. We're working feverishly to correct that problem. Bartkowski with Kane and Andrews behind him. Jackson and Jenkins, the two Alfreds on the outside, and the tight end is Junior Miller. Lynn Kane drops for no gain. Lyle Alzado and Bob Nelson make the tackle. Atlanta's offensive line has Mike Ken. There are 3 Pro Bowlers in that group of 5. Ken, Van Note, and Thielman. Howell from USC moving in to replace Scott at left guard and Bryant at right tackle. Considered one of the better offensive lines in the National Football League.
The problem for Atlanta has not been their offense. They've been very productive offensively. The problem has been on defense.
Bartkowski last year threw for 30 touchdowns, but the Falcon defense gave up 30 touchdowns passing. And a time called by Bartkowski as he was having problems at the line of scrimmage. The defense for the Raiders, while we have a break, aligns itself this way, with Browning and Kinlaw, small and quick as defensive linemen go, and then the muscle from Alzado. Ted Hendricks, the All-Pro, one outside position. Millen and Nelson, the inside backers, with Rod Martin. They like to blitz him on the other outside. Lester Hayes, one of the best. Ted Watts at the other corner. Mike Davis back from an injury last year. And Burgess Owens, the safety man.
They have a great deal of respect for Lester Hayes, and if they're going to work on the defensive back or cornerback, I think they're going to go over to number 41, Ted Watts' side.
I understand we are still having some difficulty with our audio. We are endeavoring to correct that. We ask you to be patient with us. Bartkowski back to the line of scrimmage. Excellent field position to open this series for Atlanta. Just underway here in steamy Georgia. Ball at the 39-yard line. It'll be second down and almost the full 10. There's Bartkowski's numbers. Career 52%. In the last 4 years, he's improved his percentage each year from 50 to 53, 55.5, and then last year 55.7. All-American in California. 5 defensive backs. Jackson in motion. Junior Miller can't hold on at the 35-yard line. Ted Hendricks on the coverage. It'll be 3rd and 10.
They went to one back in that case, and it was William Andrews, number 31, and he is very important to that football team. That time he did an excellent job of helping provide some protection for his quarterback, Steve Bartkowski.
Falcons on 3rd and long. Bring in Floyd Hodge, a first position at the 39 of the Raiders. They're unable to move the ball, and Dave Smigelski from Virginia Tech. He was a free agent with the Redskins a year ago. Baltimore had him in summer camp this year, and Smigelski won the job over veteran Johnny James here in Atlanta. He'll try to drop that inside the 10-yard line where Greg Pruitt, the veteran for the Raiders, waits. In the end zone, and the Raiders will get the ball at the 20-yard line. Timeout here in Atlanta, Georgia. 11 and a half minutes remaining in the first quarter. The Raiders and the Falcons, no score.
The Steelers to put the first points up. 6 plays, 71 yards. The payoff end, Bradshaw to Stallworth. It's a 7-0 game.
The King of Beers by Pontiac. Test drive a new Pontiac at your Pontiac dealer, because at Pontiac, we build excitement. And by Atari, the leader in home video games for fun your whole family can share. From the 20, Plunkett. Raiders' second possession, going long for Branch. And well covered on the sidelines by Kenny Johnson, number 37. They were fighting for position, no flag.
We were wondering about I almost said it again, the Raiders, if they were going to go deep. And really the first opportunity that they had to throw the football when they really weren't backed up at their goal line, they did go deep. It's going to accomplish a couple of things. It's going to get that defensive back thinking, hey, they think they can beat me deep, so I'm going to give him a little more room. In that case, you can throw in front of it.
Out of the backfield, incomplete. Todd Christensen was the closest black shirt, but the pass was way off the mark. Al Richardson, number 56, pressuring Plunkett to throw early. Career-wise, a minus 36 touchdowns to interceptions for Plunkett, who is trying to get over that 50% mark, career passing percentage.
He's never been a man that threw for a high percentage. He's come up with a lot of big plays. He did it when they won the Super Bowl a couple of years ago.
That's Allen in motion. 3rd and 10. How did Plunkett get out of that? Open is Branch. Oh, and had he not lost his feet, that would have been a touchdown. They whistled it dead at the 50-yard line because Branch, with that 9.3 speed, was behind everyone.
Had the ball been right on target, it would have been 6 points. Cliff made a fine catch, a diving catch to come up with the football. The reason that play worked is because Plunkett bided a little time back there. He was moving around in the pocket. Looked like a lot of pressure was coming on Plunkett. You can see bodies all around him. He sets up in the pocket, gets the ball out to 21, Cliff Branch. He has to stretch, goes to the ground to make the catch, but there, that touch right there prevented him from getting up.
20, Earl Jones. Jones was well beaten, and Branch would have gone all the way had he been able to keep it on the run. Fumble, and Atlanta has recovered at the Raider 49-yard line. And just in case, John Smith is going to go all the way to the end zone, because Glazebrook did just that and went 91 yards against a stunned Giant offense last week. But they're going to call it dead back at the Raider 48-yard line. Between quarterback and running back.
Back never really got his hands on the plate. 32. Marcus Allen, the ball looked like it hit too high up around the chest area as opposed to hitting him lower in the stomach area.
Aiding and abetting the runner. It's first down.
So a penalty against the Falcons of 10 yards.
Now here comes the handoff. It should go right in the stomach of the ball carrier, but it hit him up around the chest.
Now you see what happens here. They pick him up. His teammates literally pick him up. That's the 10-yard penalty. He didn't aid and abet the runner. They just got him on his feet. We'll be right back. No, they're not going to take the timeout, so we'll stay right here. First down, incomplete, intended for Junior Miller, and a flag goes down, a late flag.
Davis defending. There's a flag on the play.
Mike Davis, pass interference against Davis. You heard the PA announcer, not the referee, obviously. We're continuing to have some problems with the microphone.
microphones, and hopefully we'll get those all worked out for you. First down at the Atlanta 48-yard line. No score. The Falcons and the Raiders were in the first quarter. We played 4.5 minutes. Andrews cross midfield to the 48-yard line. Instead of a loss, Andrews able to pick up about 4.
Number 77, Lyle Alzado, the defensive right end of the Raiders, got great penetration and forced Andrews to cut back. Actually, he made a fine run, picking up 3 or 4 yards when he really wanted to go outside. Had he continued to go outside, they would have had a loss.
Only Andrews in the backfield behind Bartkowski. That's Alfred Jackson of Texas in motion. And it's incomplete to Jackson. 2 Alfreds at the wide receiver positions that start now for Atlanta. Alfred Jackson, 85. Alfred Jenkins, 84. Jenkins, quite a story, an all-pro performer last year. Had his best season with 70 catches. From Morris Brown, was a free agent pick. And last week, hit the 300 mark in career catches. He's 5'10" and 154 pounds. Alfred Jenkins, 84. A little man who has made it big in the NFL.
Needless to say, Dick, he is fast. At 154, he had better be.
Third down, 6. Bartkowski down at his own 45-yard line. Burgess Owens, 44, on a safety blitz. He's the man who made the play.
The Raiders will do that. Last week, another defensive back, McKinney, got through and made a sack, a very important sack for the Raiders. This time, Burgess Owens, the free safety, is coming. You don't know who's going to come. It could be Ted Hendricks. It could be Martin. It could be one of the defensive backs.
So the safety Owens makes the sacks. Mogelski about to accept the snap from center. Will kick from around his own 35. Greg Pruitt is back at the Raider 15. Short. And Pruitt, the veteran, coming up to catch the ball. It was end over end, so had it bounced, it would probably have taken a good Atlanta roll, but Pruitt cut off that possibility, and the Raiders have their best field position at their 27. No score. We return. They open at their 27-yard line. They started at the 5, the 20, now the 27. Marcus Allen drawing a crowd. Al Richardson, 56. And 58, Joel Williams, the 2 outside linebackers, made the play for a loss of 2.
It's evident Atlanta has decided Marcus Allen, number 32, is the man to stop. 33, Kenny King, is trying to make a block on number 56 of Atlanta, Al Richardson, but he does not make that block. Richardson slides around it and makes the tackle.
Earl Leggett talking to his defensive lineman on the Raiders sidelines. 2nd and 12. Barnwell near side, Branch to the far side. Kenny King. And he's ridden out of bounds by Tom Pridemore, the Senator, out around the 33-yard line. That'll be shy of a first down. King from Oklahoma, where he blocked for the Heisman winner Billy Sims. He also played with the Oilers. Earl Campbell, a Heisman winner, and now teaming with Marcus Allen, so he knows all about those Heisman Trophy winners.
Wonder if he's wearing those high tops to get his own identity.
Are those the Lenny Dawson models? We'll have to check on that. Steelers score first against the Bengals. First blood drawn by the Browns against the Eagles. Early scores, no score here in Atlanta. 3rd and call it 5. Plunkett to Branch. Complete at the 40-yard line. That's going to be close to a first down. Earl Jones knocked him out of bounds. We'll see where they spot it.
Dick, you remember what I said before when they threw a pass to Cliff Branch that was incomplete, but he was going up top, going deep, that will get the attention of those defensive backs. That time he ran in front of the defensive back. Earl Jones was over there, but he was giving Cliff Branch a lot of room.
6 yards on the play. It's a first down at the 38. Other scores, Kansas City 7-0 against the Chargers in the first period. And New Orleans leads 7-0 against the Bears. No score here in Atlanta. That's Barnwell in motion. Allen going going to throw the ball. He's got Branch wide open. And Cliff Branch is to the 15-yard line. First down, Raiders.
I was wondering when that was going to happen. Marcus Allen in high school was a quarterback. The pitch out. He gets a block from his back, and this is an excellent pass. It's right on the money to speedster 21 Cliff Branch and hits him right on the number. Kenny Johnson, number 37, was the defensive back, trying to make the play.
Well, you talk about the old triple threaders. You bet Marcus Allen could probably kick the ball, too. He can do everything.
Now do you know what it's going to do to that defense when they know that he not only can run, can catch the ball, but can throw it? Play pass.
Plunkett going for 6. Dumps it out to Marcus Allen at the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Raiders. Marcus Allen catapulting into the end zone for the first score of the game.
Jim Plunkett on that play pass was looking downfield, looking deep in the end zone for his wide receivers. They were not there. You can see 32. Marcus Allen makes a terrific block, knocks him into the turf. That was Al Richardson. Now he's going to just jump into the end zone for the touchdown. A great play. 2 great plays by number 32, Marcus Allen. Here, Plunkett's looking all around. Now he's going to a man that he knows can do things on his own, and he can.
Well, Marcus Allen had his first touchdown as a pro rushing 3 yards last week against the 49ers. That's his first reception for a touchdown. He set it up with his own pass, 47 yards to Cliff Branch. Chris Barr tacks on the extra point. And here in Atlanta Stadium, 7 minutes and 9 seconds remaining in the first quarter. The Marcus Allen show is just about to get some raves in the South as the Raiders lead the Falcons 7-0.
He's the youngest man on the team, Marcus Allen. He won't be 23 until next March. You were 23 once. You didn't run like that, though, even
No,
then.
I never could at any age. But he is really going to help the Raiders, doing it all.
Reggie Brown, a rookie from Oregon, will not run out the kick. And the Falcons will start at their 20-yard line. The Marcus Allen drive to a touchdown featured Allen throwing 47 yards on a halfback option to Cliff Branch, and then he ran it in himself, taking the short pass from Plunkett and scoring 15 yards. Art Shell, number 78, he was in on the extra point. That makes 201 consecutive games for Shell. He is the oldest of the Raiders at 35, and in longevity, 15 years. Now the Falcons down 7-0. Start from the 20. Quickie to Jenkins. And he gets 11 yards before he's bumped out of bounds at the 31. And for Jenkins, that's his 91st consecutive game with at least 1 catch.
Bartkowski's going to the quick drop and the quick pass, and he's got a rifle arm, getting the ball out to Jenkins as quickly as he possibly can. He's only about 154, 155 pounds, but he's got great acceleration.
Ted Watts made the tackle. First down, Atlanta at the 31. Jenkins to the right, Jackson to the left. Lynn Kane getting about 6 yards on his first down carry. Kane, who played in the shadow of Heisman winner Charles White at the University of Southern California. He's been a solid back, 542 yards rushing last year. Junior Miller is out, and tight end Russ McKeska from Texas A&M, number 87, lined up on the right side. Flag down. Referee Silva calling illegal procedure. That might have been on Bartkowski. Might have been a head bob on the part of Bartkowski as he called out the signals.
They don't call that very often. Of course, Bartkowski wants to get away from the line of scrimmage as quickly as possible. Here it is. Well, he was moving before he got the football. But from that shot, it's hard to tell whether he was the one.
Yep, he actually said with his hands, give me the ball, and the snap was late.
Not only pushed the center forward.
2nd and 9. Draw to Andrews, and that did not fool Otis McKinney, who had come in from a 5th defensive back. So McKinney, a rover back in that defense for the Raiders, and he was in the backfield of Atlanta.
Dick, I think what he's doing a lot what Ted Hendricks did last year, that they turned him loose, but they were keying on Ted last year, so now that role is going over to Otis McKinney. He got a sack last week against the Giants. He was back there once again on that last play.
He's one of 3 Raiders who are living in Los Angeles already. Bob Chandler, Marcus Allen, McKinney have homes in Los Angeles. Of course, the rest of them are hunting. On 3rd and 13, Junior Miller. 40, 50, 40. He's all the way to the 32-yard line.
Junior Miller, the tight end with outstanding blocking ability and great speed. Ted Hendricks, 83, a linebacker, was chasing him, but he was about 3 or 4 steps away. We're talking about Otis McKinney. Here he is there. He tries it, but look at the speed of that big tight end.
39 yards on the play and a first down at the 33-yard line of the Raiders. Bartkowski to Kane. He's to the 30, and he's to the 26-yard line. Mike Davis finally made the tackle.
He made that on his own, Dick. Burgess Owens, the safety, had a shot at him deep in the backfield, but he broke that tackle and picked up 7 yards.
The Falcons, their fans, many of them clad in the hometown red. 7-0 Raiders. 4:48 left in the first quarter. William Andrews. Spun down inside the 25-yard line by Reggie Kinlaw. Played at Oklahoma, and Bob Nelson, who opposed him at Nebraska.
Dick, I think regardless of how great a back he is, you have to have that blocking up front to provide a lane. That time Andrews did not have it. Got good penetration by the linebackers. 51, Bob Nelson, come through there. Alters his course right there is Nelson.
Kinlaw.
62, Kinlaw coming up right behind.
Are going to measure for the first down. Andrews has carried 3 times for a total of only 2 yards thus far. First down, Falcons.
Just enough. They've really only had 2 plays. One was a pass to Alfred Jenkins, the other one to Junior Miller.
7-0 on a 15-yard pass. Plunkett to Marcus Allen. The Raiders have the lead here in the first quarter. The Falcons' deepest penetration. The ball is just inside the Raider 24-yard line. Wide open Miller, incomplete at the 20-yard line. Coming over to cover was 44 Burgess Owens, but Miller had plenty of room, and it appears that Mike Davis, is he injured? He pulled a hamstring last week against the 49ers. Looks to be okay now.
He was blitzing on the play. Take a look at him. 36 is a strong safety coming from the outside. Fortunately for Bartkowski, Hendricks is also there. He got rid of the ball in time.
Otherwise, their legs became entangled. No penalty.
Davis would have had a sack if Bartkowski hadn't gotten rid of that football. And Davis is leaving the field right now.
Kenny Hill, 48, replacing Davis. Junior Miller, and Ted Hendricks drags him down at the 20 after a short gain of 4. It'll be 3rd down and 6 for Atlanta. Big play coming up for the Falcons.
That time, Junior Miller got both hands on the football. The pass before, he should have had it, but he put one hand up trying to make a difficult catch when he really didn't have to.
great college player at the University of Nebraska. He was the #1 draft pick of Atlanta in 1980.
And he's also an outstanding blocker. Besides being able to catch the football.
Jackson to the right, Hodge and Jenkins to the left. Hodge. It's first and goal. Floyd Hodge, rookie from Utah.
The Raiders are blitzing. 55 Millen's coming in. He gets to Barkowski, but he gets the ball off. A great one-handed catch by Floyd Hodge, number 83, takes them down into scoring territory. First down, goal to go. That time he didn't have a choice. He had to catch it one-handed because the ball was thrown behind him. It was thrown behind him because Matt Millen of the Raiders putting a lot of pressure on the quarterback, Barkowski.
From outside the 7-yard line, Andrews. Second effort gets about 3. It'll be second and goal from the 4-yard line.
Talking to the Raiders about the offense of Atlanta, they said they really don't do anything fancy. It's just basic plays. You know what's coming most of the time. The problem is stopping it. It's always the case when you get inside the 5-yard line. You don't trick people too often.
Bartkowski on occasion likes to use that play action down there, and a quick toss. This is the 11th play of the drive. Lynn Kane, touchdown Atlanta.
The players say touchdown.
Well, the official on the far side called it a touchdown.
Good second effort by 21, Lynn Kane, the back. See the offensive line pushing out Andrews, 31, doing a fine job of blocking on Rod Martin. He's past the white line.
There's still a discussion down on the goal line as the officials now indicate apparently that it was a touchdown, but we'll see. The official on the far side, the linesman, indicated touchdown. Another official said his knee was down shy of the goal line, and Fred Silva, the man in the black cap, the referee, trying to sort it out. Tom Flores and Lehman Bennett.
The two close officials saw the man down on the 1-foot line and then put the ball in the end zone.
It's third and goal.
Said he was down, then put the ball over. They had a conference. They're saying right there he's down. And he's going to put the ball over the goal line. The reason they had that conference is that the different officials see from different angles. So rather than just making the call, they come in and talk about it and see what each of them saw on that particular play. What they saw, the Atlanta Falcons and their fans did not like because they didn't get 6 points.
1 foot to go on third down.
Call. 31 Andrews is in there. Straight ahead, you can see that Millen's coming up over the top behind the blocking of their all-pro 78 Mike Ken and the young man Pat Powell, who's taken over the starting left guard position from Scott.
Good block also by McKeska, who was bookending the line, the second tight end.
Kane got a good block too because Matt Millen, the linebacker, came flying over the pile and Kane just got in his face.
Mick Luckhurst ties it up with the extra point. 12 plays, 80 yards for the Falcons. The score by Andrews, and we're even at 7 in Georgia. And here it's Mick Luckhurst kicking off for Atlanta. Lee Montgomery at the goal line for the Raiders. 10. Down hard at the 19-yard line. So again, the Raiders start a possession deep in their own end. They've been at the 5, the 20, the 27, and they start this time from inside the 20. There are the numbers on the Atlanta drive to a tying touchdown with William Andrews scoring from a put-out to cap the 80-yard drive.
Junior Miller was very instrumental in that drive, coming up with 2 big catches. And there he is, the heart of the offense, really, the Atlanta Falcons. William Andrews, number 31.
A blocking back in college was not known. He was blocking for Joe Cribbs and James Brooks. It's interesting that that was also the role early for Marcus Allen and for Kenny King, who now team in the Raider backfield. This is Hawkins, Frank Hawkins, little gain at maybe a yard. Bob Blaisbrook, number 36, coming up from a safety to help out Fulton Kuykendall.
Both of these teams do exceptionally well against the run. Their problems have been in the throwing department, as was evident in how both teams scored. Cliff Branch came up with a good long catch from Marcus Allen, and then Allen taking it in on a pass. And Junior Miller was instrumental in getting Atlanta down in scoring position. So I look for the Raiders to put it in the air.
No gain again. Marcus Allen, covered by white jerseys. Jeff Yates, 79, spearheaded the charge. Len, we all know that we go out in the hot sun wearing a white shirt. It's a little different than when you're wearing a black shirt. That black really absorbs the heat. And you wonder what it's going to do to the Raiders when we get down to the 4th quarter today.
It's going to take its toll. I think you'll see that the players who are playing in the ball game will go to the sidelines and they will sit on the bench. They won't be standing on the sidelines like so many of them are right now.
There's the end of the first quarter here at Atlanta Stadium. The Raiders scored on a touchdown pass Plunkett to Marcus Allen, and William Andrews coming back to score from 1 yard out to tie it for Atlanta. We go to the second period. Los Angeles Raiders ready to open play. Second period in Atlanta, a 7-all tie. There are the statistics. The Raiders having the advantage numerically. Neither team able to run the football in the first quarter with any effectiveness. 3rd and 9. A 4-1-6 defensive alignment for Atlanta. Plunkett is down inside the 10-yard line. Don Smith and Jeff Merrill.
Plunkett is going back, hoping to get time, but nothing. Look at number 75, Jeff Merrill. Also 65, Don Smith. They were barely slowed down. They really teed off on that quarterback. They didn't have to worry about pass. They were just, or about the run. They were just worrying about the pass, and they teed off on Plunkett. That's the reason on first down it's so important to pick up some yardage, not to put yourself in a passing situation on 3rd down like the Raiders were that time.
Raymond Guy about to accept the snap from Todd Christensen and hits a beauty. White Shoes Johnson at his 35, 40, 42-yard line, and brought to a quick halt by 56 Jeff Barnes and 54 Calvin Peterson. And we have a little skirmish back at the 30-yard line between a Raider and a Falcon. Kenny Johnson, 37, is the Atlanta player. Let's check out the Raider. There's to be Otis McKinney. It is 23. Timeout. Just underway in the second quarter. It'll be the Falcons' ball at their 40-yard line. A 7-all tie when we return. Second quarter, Atlanta once again starting with good field position. Quite in contrast to the Raiders. Atlanta at their own 42. Bartkowski looking deep, goes short on the screen to Andrews, and he drops the ball. Bob Nelson, 51, was there. Let's check other action early on this football Sunday. The Steelers lead in the second quarter against the Bengals. Cleveland has a 7-3 lead over the Eagles in the second period. Kansas City using that block punt, take an early lead against San Diego's Chargers. New Orleans has a 7-0 lead against the Bears. How about that trade yesterday, the Saints and the Houston Oilers? Leon Gray going to Bum Phillips in Houston, and Archie Manning won't be quite the same not having Manning in a Saints uniform. Goes to Houston. Bartkowski deep, almost intercepted by Ted Watts, intended for Alfred Jenkins, and Watts, the second-year man from Texas Tech, was shoulder to shoulder and step to step with the receiver. Nice coverage.
That's about as good a pass coverage as you can have. Here it is, ground level. You can see step for step, stride for stride, And the one that really had a chance of catching the football was the Oakland Raider.
Watts, #1 pick of the Raiders a year ago. He had 1 interception last year. He's taken over for Monty Jackson at the right corner.
I figured if that's the side that Atlanta would work on, if they're going to work on the cornerback, because they've got a great deal of respect for Lester Hayes on the other side.
Both Hodge and Jackson are to the right. And now Hodge in motion. Bartkowski is sacked at the 38-yard line. Ted Hendricks shot in to make the play. The veteran All-Pro just continues his superlative play. Hendricks, 83.
It's a good thing that Bartkowski ducked, because here comes 83 Ted Hendricks right over the top. Wham! He ducks under that blow and goes to the ground, but no one touched Ted Hendricks. He went in there free.
So on 4th down and nearly 15, Smigelski's 3rd punt of the day. Greg Pruitt, solo safety, back at the Raider 20. He scuffs this one, and Pruitt at the 26 and down at the 27. Tom Pridemore there on the coverage for the Atlanta Falcons, a 36-yard punt. The game is tied 7-all with 13 and a half minutes remaining first half. All right, Len Bourbon, and we'll be looking forward to visiting with the NFL 82 gang. At halftime, they'll have all the scores and highlights for you. Here it's 7-all. The Raiders start from their 26-yard line. Plenty of time remaining. Plunkett has a man open. Barnwell, and he's out of bounds at the 41-yard line. A gain of 15 yards before Bobby Butler, 23 on the corner, can make the tackle. This 1982 National Football League game is being brought to you by Chevrolet and your local Chevy dealers from coast to coast. And a company called TRW, where tomorrow is taking shape. And by Hager Slacks and Sports Coats. That's what make you feel and look your very best. Plunkett on 1st down, going deep again to Barnwell. And he has it at the 32-yard line of Atlanta. Malcolm Barnwell, Virginia Union. Back-to-back receptions.
And if Plunkett had kept that ball to the inside where he didn't have to worry about going out of bounds and making the catch, that would have been 6 points. They threw in front of Butler the play before. Now they're throwing over his head. 15 yards, 28 yards. They weren't doing anything on the ground. The Raiders were not, so they had to start putting that ball up in the air. And that's where Atlanta's had their problems.
Barnwell has caught passes back-to-back 15 yards and now 28 yards. Here's Marcus Allen. Fine play by 79 Jeff Yates, just as Allen was about to kick free in the secondary.
And Marcus Allen made a nice move. Did you see that? Sliding through and gliding through that hole, finding it. He has the ability, when he runs with his head up, to take a look and see what is developing in front of him. He has that quickness to make in quick feet, whatever the natural ability that you have, get to the open spot.
Allen, who set an NCAA record last year for most rushing yards in a single season. Here he comes again. Inside the 25 to the 24-yard line. It'll be short of a first down by about 3. Don Smith, Miami of Florida. Nose guard made another tackle.
And once again, here it is from ground level. This is what the players are taking a look at. And there it is once again with the ability to jump. He did a little jump there to get over the defensive man to pick up a couple of yards. What it is he's picking up yards where most average backs wouldn't get anything.
Marcus Allen, however, has only 7 yards rushing on 6 carries as the Falcons are really keying on the rookie. 3rd down and 3. Flag down. That's Allen open. Touchdown, but I believe Barnwell was heading upfield before the snap. Malcolm Barnwell, number 80, it appeared was going upfield before the snap. We'll check the penalty.
Regardless of what happened. Now that is a play you generally don't put in your book in that area for a rookie running back, because he had to go through the defensive line, through the linebackers in the secondary, to make that move deep in the corner. Here it is, Plunkett stepping up. 32, Marcus Allen making the catch in the end zone.
It appeared Todd Christensen, 46, set up an illegal pick. That was the illegal use of the hands. And it was indeed Barnwell in motion. You saw the backfield in motion signal as well.
Offensive pass interference, number 46, number 80, motion, refused, 4th down.
So on 4th down and 3, Allen does not have his second touchdown. And the Raiders, caught off guard, didn't realize that it was going to be 4th down. And they don't have their kicking team on, and they're going to have to call a timeout. That was a 3rd and 3 play, and the Raiders they have to take the penalty. They refuse the penalty. They have to give them a touchdown. So it is 3rd down. Well, the officials do mark it off.
I thought, at the beginning when I was imagining Marcus Allen catching the ball.
Brett Silva getting that squared away. So it is 3rd down. And they mark off the longer penalty, illegal use of the hands against Christensen. So it's 3rd down and 13. Barnwell and Branch to the right. Christensen, the tight end, on the left. Hawkins and King behind Plunkett. Deep for Branch, incomplete, well covered, Tom Pridemore.
That time the Raiders kept both backs in the block, hoping to give him a lot of time to throw. Here it is, 21, Cliff Branch is going from one side of the field all the way to the other side of the field. Can't catch the ball that way. Plunkett didn't get the ball out far enough so he could run under.
Nice anticipation on the coverage by Pridemore. He made the move almost as if he knew where Branch was going.
Well, he knows that he can't run with him step for step.
A long try by Barr of over 51 yards. Chris Barr, his longest ever is 55, and he's kicking from the dirt. It is off the upright. No good. It hit the right upright. So Chris Barr with enough leg and a little unlucky as they nicked the right upright, and it remains 7-all. Barr, who connected on 3 consecutive field goals against the 49ers, 41, 42, and 43 yards, just misses from 51 yards as he hit the upright. Gerald Riggs in the backfield for the first time for Atlanta, their #1 draft pick, and Bo Robinson, 33, the other back. This is Riggs, 42, and he is hammered, stays on his feet, and fights for yardage to the 39. Riggs is the fastest man on the Atlanta team and weighs 230 pounds.
And if he hadn't weighed that much, he would have come down at the hands of Bob Nelson, number 51, the linebacker for the Raiders. Looked like he had a clean shot at him, hit him full go. Riggs bounced off him and picked up a couple of yards.
Picked up 5 yards when he should have gained none. Ball at the 39, 2nd and 5. Bartkowski, a quickie to Jackson, and Alfred Jackson tackled immediately by Lester Hayes. Short yardage on. All right, Len. The Falcons have a 3rd down and 1 at the 43. Riggs. And a flag down, appears a face mask at the 44-yard line. Rod Martin, number 53, made the tackle for the Raiders, and with a penalty that'll give Atlanta the 1st down. Well, Fred Silva will mark off the 5 yards out to the 49-yard line and a 1st down.
I don't believe he would have been able to bring him down unless he did grab him by the
Face mask, number 57, defense, 1st down.
53 is Martin, and with the momentum that Riggs had going for him, he was going to pick up the 1st down. I think he did anyway, but he got his neck pulled around by Rod Martin in the first place, didn't it?
Bartkowski off play action, in trouble, and down he goes. Lyle Alzado with a sack. And the Raiders have their second of the game. Alzado playing like a youngster at 33, the veteran from Brooklyn, New York, and Yankton, South Dakota College.
Well, here it is, number 77, Alzado, 2 sacks last week against the Giants. He gets around Mike Ken. Mike Ken is considered one of the top tackles in the National Football League.
A Pro Bowl starter last year, Ken 78. That's an interesting matchup between the left tackle of the Falcons against the veteran Alzado. Alzado winning that match. Ball at the 42, a loss of about 7 on the play. Second down and long for Bartkowski. Intercepted. Rod Martin returns it to the Atlanta 49, and the turnover goes to the Raiders.
Too high, a bad pass by Bartkowski. He was looking for his tight end, Junior Miller. He threw it too high over his outstretched hands right into the stomach. The linebacker, number 53, Rod Martin. Here it is. You can see it right now. Right into his stomach. Now, did the sack by Lyle Alzado have anything to do with Bartkowski getting rid of that ball quicker than he wants to? I'd have to say yes.
Good point. Martin with his first interception this year. He only has 4 now career interceptions, which is interesting in that he got 3 in the Super Bowl and had only 3 all the rest of his career.
He picked the right time, didn't he, to get the 3?
From Southern California, one of the many former Trojans that Al Davis has selected in the draft to play for the Raiders through the years. He's quite a story and gives hope to those who are borderline players out of college, because Martin, as a rookie, was released by the Raiders. He was signed by San Francisco, released by the 49ers, re-signed by the Raiders, and now has become not only a starter but a fine defensive player. Let's pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC television network.
Richard Dawson keeps it going on Family Feud, weeknights at 7:30 on KNBC Los Angeles.
Plunkett going long for Barnwell. Out of bounds. He did not get both feet down. He had beaten Butler, could not get both feet in bounds.
Talking to the Raiders, Cliff Branch asking if they thought they were going to go deep. He says, yeah, we think maybe we're going to attempt it. Number 80, here you see him in motion. As Barnwell, stride for stride with Butler. Now he accelerates a little bit, does make the catch, but you can see his left foot did not come down in bounds. You know, you're talking about Rod Martin trying and getting cut. There's a man in the secondary for Atlanta, Glazebrook, who has the same story.
That's right. He was released 3 times by Atlanta before making the grade. Draw play. Look at that. Allen. 40. 30. Marcus Allen. Still on his feet at the 10 to the 9-yard line. Oh, my. Did you see him change direction?
He has it. He has that ability. Number 32, Marcus Allen, and we could go from 180 yards. Here it is. Now watch this move right there. Stops, sees the opening. That's what I was saying, that he could see what's going on. He just sidestepped Richardson, the linebacker. Now 80 is Barnwell down there getting in front of that defensive back, Butler. Now he's going to stop, try to make a move and spin out. He does get tackled by Pidemore and Johnson. What an outstanding run by this young rookie from USC.
First and goal at the 9. Billy Taylor, the former New York Giant, 6 feet, 210-pounder. His first carry as a Los Angeles Raider, and he takes the ball down to about the 6-yard line. Second and goal.
There are some players runners that have the ability to take a look and they can see what's happening and developing in front of them, and they can stop and make a move and they can accelerate in a hurry. Marcus Allen is that type of a player.
They gave Allen a breather on first down, and Marcus Allen is back into the game. Branch to the right. Hawkins and Allen behind Plunkett on second and goal from the 6. Fell on the ball. Kenny Johnson sack Plunkett and forced the fumble, and it took a Raider bounce into the arms of the tackle, Bruce Davis, 79.
Taking something out of the playbook of the Raiders, number 37. You see him at the right of your screen right now. Taylor Johnson, nobody touches him. Plunkett does not have a chance. The ball goes down, but fortunately they have their big tackle, Bruce Davis, number 79, recovering the ball. That's the situation down there where you go back in the pocket and they're blitzing defensive backs. You're taking a chance on the blocking because you generally don't have enough men to block the defensive people coming.
From the 13-yard line, 3rd and goal. Down he goes again. Mike Burkle, number 71, a rookie from Utah State, and Don Smith from Miami make the play, and Tom Flory's Raiders will have to settle for a field goal try.
For Atlanta, their defensive unit looked like that they were in deep trouble, maybe going to give up a touchdown. The last 2 plays sacking the quarterback, putting them in a position where they're going to attempt a field goal.
Barr, who just did miss from 51 yards when he had to kick off the dirt, will have much better footing as he attempts a 35-yard field goal that would break the tie. He's got it, and he almost skidded it off the pole again. The Raiders on a 41-yard run by Marcus Allen to set up a 35-yard field goal. LA 10-7. Raiders leading here in Atlanta 10-7 with 7 minutes and a second left in the second quarter. Barr kicks it off. Deep in the end zone, Reggie Brown, and he'll not take it out. Touchback at the 20. Marcus Allen. He had 6 carries and 7 yards and then a 41-yard romp. And that's the one thing, Allen, you can stop him some of the time, but you let him get in the secondary, and he's ferocious. Andrews, the prime running back for the Falcons, who has all their rushing records, not only career but in a season, held to just 7 yards in this first half by the Raider defense.
Bear in mind that both of these teams defensively have been outstanding against the run. Tells you something about Marcus Allen.
Bartkowski from his 20. Nothing there. Gerald Riggs stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Knifing through was number 62, Reggie Kinlaw, and Mike Davis there to secure the tackle. Other scores: 3-0 Jets lead at New England. Dallas leads 7-0 at St. Louis in the second quarter. Pittsburgh 7-0 over Cincinnati in the second. Cleveland 7-3 over Philadelphia in the second. 10-0 Kansas City leads San Diego in the second. New Orleans 7-0 over the Bears in the second. You're up to date, 10-7 here. The Raiders leading in Atlanta.
Safety blitz.
And a loss back at the 13-yard line as Riggs made the catch, and Rod Martin right there to secure Riggs when he slipped down. Mike Davis, the safety man, was pressuring Bartkowski.
The Raiders you don't know who they're going to send out there. They'll send Hendricks. They'll send the linebackers. They'll put Otis McKinney in there. He will come sometimes. Burgess Owens, the free safety, has come sometimes. This time, the strong safety right there, Mike Davis, number 36, he's going. And Bartkowski saw him. He knew he had to get rid of that football. It's a screen pass, but the screen never had an opportunity to develop because Davis was on the quarterback.
Well, the Raiders loosen their pass defense, bringing an extra defensive back on 3rd down, 17. He's in trouble again, gets it away, and Bo Robinson is nailed immediately at about the 12-yard line, a loss of a yard, as Rod Martin made the tackle. Alzado had Bartkowski and was making the tackle as Bartkowski unloaded the ball.
Maybe Alzado hasn't heard that Mike Ken is one of the top offensive tackles in the league, because he has beaten Mike Ken about 3 times. That time it was just sheer power, overpowering, getting by Mike Ken and getting to the quarterback. He did get rid of the football, but just as soon as he released it, Alzado was there.
Smogelski has not kicked well in this first half, and he's under some pressure as he'll be booting this one from around his own goal line. Pruitt at midfield for the Raiders. Short again. Pruitt at the 46. And And he dances to about the 42, and a flag is down. We may have holding against the Raiders. Ray Strong, one of the top special teams players for the Falcons, made the hit. Now we'll check the penalty from referee Silva. 35 yards on the punt by Smigelski.
He's got holding on the Raiders. It's going to take them back.
Illegal use of the hands. When we return, it'll be the Raiders' ball at their own 45-yard line and a 3-point lead. Rather significant advantage. The Raiders moving the ball more effectively in this first half than the Falcons, yet they lead only 10-7. 4.5 minutes remaining before halftime. That's Marcus Allen in motion. King. Kenny King short yardage out to about the 47-yard line. Al Richardson from Georgia Tech and Buddy Curry from North Carolina. Two linebackers making the play for Atlanta.
Raiders trying to throw a screen pass out there to Kenny King. Give him some running room. Really, the Raiders, with the exception of that real fine 41-yard run by Marcus Allen, haven't moved the ball on the ground. They're trying to get the ball out to their backs, out away from all the congestion inside, and hope they find some running room. That time they did not.
The 2:14 you saw is the time of the day. It's 14 minutes after 2 here in Atlanta. But we do have 3:46 left in the first half. Plunkett to Branch. Just out of his reach. Good coverage as the linebacker helping out Glazebrook, 36. On the coverage. So Plunkett now faces 3rd down and 8.
He had Branch out there. Had the ball been thrown well, Branch did have a step or two on the defensive back.
Plunkett's numbers as they were last week, hitting exactly 50%. He was 10 for 20 against the 49ers, a touchdown and 2 interceptions, and he's 50% again today. NFL 82, Len Berman, that fine crew will have all the scores and highlights for you, special features at halftime, so stay with us here on NBC. Plunkett to Branch, incomplete as Branch drops it. That would have been a first down at the 42-yard line.
Cliff doesn't drop very many. That time he took his eyes off the football. He had the first down. I think he was looking to see where he was located on the field and who was around him, what to do after he catches the ball. But he's been around long enough to know that you do first things first. You catch the football. Plunkett did a fine job of scrambling. He's not really a scrambling quarterback, but he avoids pressure. He does that very well. Got out of all the heat that was coming on in there and got the ball out the Branch.
Raymond Guy will punt from around his own 37 with White Shoes Johnson back at the Falcon 10. High, fairly short. And Johnson with a fair catch at about the 17-yard line. And we have another little extracurricular bump between the Falcons and the Raiders. Timeout, 3 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in the first half. 80s, the temperature, humid here in Atlanta, Georgia. Los Angeles Raiders leading the Atlanta Falcons 10-7. Ball at the 17-yard line. Number 33, Bo Robinson, and number 42, Gerald Riggs, the new tandem of running backs behind Bartkowski. Down the middle and open is Jenkins. He's at the 35, 45. 40, out of bounds at the Raider 35-yard line. But they're going to call it back. Yard play nullified by the penalty.
I believe you could see the versatility and speed of 84 Alfred Jenkins, even though they are calling it back, and head coach Lehman Bennett's concerned about that. Bartkowski's got a rifle arm. Look at that ball. He just fires it in there. Now that outside move, he gets around Watts, and it's a foot race. 36. Davis coming up, pushing him out of bounds. They're going to bring it all the way back. That was 48 yards. Now you count the loss penalties, 58 yards per play.
On the ground, Riggs able to get around the corner and knocked out of bounds. No, they say the clock continues to run at the 15-yard line. With 2:55 and the clock running here in the second quarter.
You're mentioning about Riggs, even though he's 230, this rookie. He's the fastest man on the team that time. He showed his speed because Matt Millen, the linebacker, actually had an angle on him trying to make the tackle, but he just ran right by him.
Second down and 11. Howie Long, 75, in the defensive line for the Raiders. Quickie to Alfred Jackson, and he's out of bounds at the 23-yard line. That'll be short of a first down. Let's go down the scores elsewhere. The Jets now lead New England 10-0 in the second period. Dallas a 7-0 lead at St. Louis in the second. Second quarter score, the Steelers leading the Bengals 7-3. Philadelphia and Cleveland. The Browns 7, the Eagles 3 in the second period. Low-scoring games. Kansas City, that's a surprise in the second period with a 13-0 lead against the Chargers. New Orleans still hanging on to that 7-0 advantage against the Bears in the second quarter. Here it's 10-7. Atlanta trailing the Raiders. Falcons ball, 3rd and 4. Knocked down at the line of scrimmage, and he had Miller open, but one of the Raiders up front able to bat the ball down. It appeared to be Kinlaw.
I believe you're right, Dick. Kinlaw got a little bit of penetration, not that much, but he was throwing right over the line of scrimmage, hoping to hit his man coming right in front of the linebackers. Kinlaw got his big hand up there and knocked it down.
So the Raiders have plenty of time to try to add to that 10-7 lead as Smigelski will punt with 2:13 left in this second quarter. The veteran Greg Pruitt from Oklahoma at the 39 of the Raiders. 30-second clock is down to 2, and they just beat it. Another short kick that's going to sail out of bounds at about the 43 of the Raiders. Fans booing Smigelski. John James punted so very well for many years here in Atlanta. 34 yards on that punt. Next Saturday, NBC Sports proudly presents the Caesars Palace Grand Prix. It's the finale of the Formula One auto racing season. 1982 World Driving Championship could be at stake between Rosberg and Britain's Watson. Caesars Palace Grand Prix. It's 4 o'clock Eastern time, right after baseball on NBC. West Coast will see it 4 o'clock Pacific Daylight Time, only on NBC Sports next Saturday. 2 minutes 5 seconds left in the quarter. Plunkett to Christensen, the tight end, at the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, out of bounds at the 5-yard line. Comes up with another long gainer as Christensen crossing over the middle.
And that was a perfect pass by Plunkett. He threw it right over 2 of the Atlanta's defensive players.
2-minute warning given at 1:54 left in the quarter, and the Raiders knocking on the door with a chance to add to their 3-point lead. By the National Football League. They spot the ball on the 4-yard line. So credit Todd Christensen with a 50-yard reception and run from Jim Plunkett. So Plunkett at 50%, but getting some long gainers. And the Raiders with a 10-7 lead have it 1st and goal outside the Falcon 4-yard line.
1st and goal. This is a great time. If you're going to throw the ball, this is the down to throw it on. First down, because the defense wants to dig in to make sure you don't get in the yardage here on the inside the 5-yard line. And he's got Marcus Allen in that backfield who not only can catch the ball, but he can throw it.
That's Derek Jensen in motion. They give it to Marcus Allen, and he has a touchdown. Now there again, it looks simple enough, but Allen as he ran to his left, was just setting up the defense, waiting for the defense to tell him where to cut.
And he's utilizing his blocking, too. He doesn't just take off around the left side. We've got Kurt Marsh, number 60, coming out here, making a good block. He's the lower left part of your screen. There it is, what we're talking about. He sees the opening. He jumps over some people, gets into the end zone. There it is again. You're taking a look at it once again. See, he's looking with his head up, reading what's going on out there.
Oh, Allen has scored both the Raider touchdowns, one on a 15-yard pass reception and run. Barr trying for point. He is good. So Marcus Allen has thrown a 47-yard pass. He has caught a 15-yard pass for a touchdown. He has scored on that 4-yard run. And he has also reeled off another brilliant run of 41 yards to set up a field goal. The Raiders now lead here in Atlanta 17-7, and it took them only 17 seconds to score on that touchdown drive. Next week, NBC and the NFL return with a doubleheader of NFL action. Complete rundown of all the inside league stories. NFL 82 continues with two big games. Look at the early games next Sunday. Miami, Green Bay. Many of you will get that one. Denver, New Orleans. The Bills at Houston, and Seattle, New England. And it'll be our pleasure to be in San Diego to see the Raiders and the Chargers. Some of you will get the Jets in Baltimore, strike permitting. Our emergency plan, Edmonton and Calgary. I'm brushing up on the Eskimos just in case. Let's hope that the owners and players can resolve their difficulties. Tuesday, the announcement. Do you think they'll go on strike, Lenny? What are your feelings?
I say that unless something happens within the next day, yes, they will. They've committed themselves. They've said that we are going to, and I can't see if the players say that we're going to go out on strike and nothing happens, them not going out.
Barr kicks it off. Plenty of time yet for the Falcons. 1:48. Barr with a good kick to Brown, and the rookie from Oregon again has to take the touchback. 17-7, the Los Angeles Raiders leading the Falcons, and now Steve Bartkowski, 8-year veteran from California, brings his offense onto the field. Lynn Keane and William Andrews will be his running backs, with the Alfred boys, Jackson and Jenkins, at wide receiver, and Junior Miller, the tight end. Bartkowski was an outstanding baseball prospect in college, a home run hitting catcher with the Bears at California. His dad, Roman Bartkowski, was a minor league pitcher in the Chicago Cubs organization. Over the middle, complete to Lynn Kane, and he stopped at the 30-yard line. And one of the Raiders goes down, but it was a good clean block upfield as Mike Davis was decked by Thielman, the guard.
Not only decked, he hit him, and Davis must have rolled.
Clock running, 1:24, 1:23 left. It's a first down at the 30. Bartkowski out of the backfield to Andrews. He fumbles. It goes. No, it did not go out of bounds, and Ted Hendricks has it for the Raiders.
Is he not always around that football when things happen? The ball took a terrible bounce, or didn't take enough of a bounce for Atlanta. It stayed in bounds. Andrews was just trying to get out of bounds. Here he is. He's an outlet man. Secondary receiver coming to the sidelines. Gets hit. The ball pops loose, and it does not jump out of bounds. Number 83, the man who's always on the spot, Ted Hendricks, is the man who picks it up. Once again, the Raiders in position to score.
Ball is at the 30-yard line. I wonder if we couldn't see the ball might have hit someone's foot, because it certainly looked like it was kicking toward the sidelines. And that's why they make it oblong. You never can predict just which way it'll bounce.
Here it is.
And it stays in bounds, and the omnipresent Hendricks has it at the 30. Plunkett going deep for Branch. It's a touchdown. The Los Angeles Raiders have scored in 17 seconds, and I believe that drive took about 7 seconds. So they have 14 points in 24 seconds.
How many times has Cliff Branch done this? Number 21 of the Raiders. When they get a break, first thing they do is they go up top, go for the 6 points. Branch ran right by the defensive back, Kenny Johnson. The ball was there, and it was 6 points for the Raiders.
Branch's 4th catch, and in his career, his 59th touchdown for the Raiders right through the middle. We'll check the penalties. Well, that's incredible. In 24 seconds, the Raiders get 14 points. They scored quickly on the last possession after the punt. A long gainer to Christensen, then Allen's run, 2 plays, a touchdown in 17 seconds. Fumble recovery by Hendricks. 1 play, 30 yards. Plunkett to Branch. And
All start.
we'll see if it's 14.
Right guard. Re-kick.
So one of the linemen for the Raiders offside, so Barr will have to kick it again from 5 yards farther back.
I thought the Raiders were going to change their style. Instead of being the big play team, they were going to be utilizing the short game and doing things like that. They may still do that another time, but right now they've found a weakness in that Atlanta secondary, and they're exploiting it.
Well, Barr kicks it through anyway, and it's 24-7. The Raiders leading Atlanta, and the Falcons have 1 minute and 5 seconds left in the half, and they're starting to hear some boos from the home folks. Lightning, 7 seconds for Branch to cover the distance on the Plunkett touchdown throw. Well, that is almost, you can almost put that in the book. Every time you get a turnover, somebody better be on Branch deep.
He's going to be going upfield. He's going to be flying. They've done that so many times. Because what happens, you get a team that is confused after giving over a turnover. And you mentioned turnovers a couple of years ago, 2 years ago. Atlanta was leading the league and taking the ball away from the opposition. It wasn't that case last year, and it has been that case this afternoon.
Oh, Barr will kick it off, and it may well be Lehman Bennett saying the Raiders score so easily and so quickly, he might just run out the half and reorganize at the intermission. Do you want to hurry up and try to get a 3 or a 7 here and make another mistake?
Depends on where they get the ball. They've got to try to get something going to get regrouped.
Reggie Brown deep. Barr is really kicking the ball. Brown going to take it out.
Could be a mistake.
10. And he gets it to the 18-yard line. Jack Squirick, rookie from Illinois, made the tackle for the Raiders.
It's a mistake when you hesitate like he did in the end zone on that kickoff. Either you're going to go or you're not going to go. You don't catch it and hesitate, then make a decision.
So with exactly 1 minute remaining in the half, the Falcons offense on with the ball at the 18. What do you do here? Do you just stay on the ground, run out the clock?
No, you got to go after it. You've got to put the ball in the air. You got to try to score. Another thing that happens when he ran the ball out, the clock started and they lost 5 seconds.
On a draw, William Andrews gets about 5 yards. Matt Millen and Archie Reese made the tackle. Reese, number 74 from Clemson, ex-49er. Clock running, 44-43, second down and 5.
Depends on what they do on this down as to whether they'll call timeout or not.
Complete to Lynn Kane. He does not get the first down at the 28. Matt Millen made the tackle for the Raiders, and the fans are unhappy here in Atlanta. Timeout, Falcons.
And he did that rather reluctantly. He didn't jump in front of the referee and say, give me a timeout. It was kind of, well, I'll take a timeout.
Lehman Bennett, 44-year-old head man of the Falcons. They were 7-9 last year after a playoff year in 1980 when they won 12 and lost only 4. Bennett has brought a winning pattern to the Falcons. He is a winning coach coming into this season, 42-39 in his 5 years. Former assistant under Chuck Knox with the Rams. He also was an assistant with the Lions and Cardinals, and in the colleges, Kentucky, his alma mater, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, the Naval Academy. He did his homework.
One thing, though, they were 7-9 last year, but they had an awful lot of close games that they could have won.
In fact, they lost 7 games by a total of 19 points. Those are the kinds of numbers and statistics that really drive coaches crazy in the offseason.
Yeah,
you can start playing what would have happened if a lot.
There's a lot of, say, this particular play or that play would turn the thing around.
Well, They trail by 17 at the end of the first half today. Third down 2. They get a first down across the 30-yard line and call time with 23 seconds left. Len Kane gaining about 5 yards on that carry. Archie Reese with a tackle.
I hear the fans booing that particular decision, I think, to run the ball and call a timeout. But with the amount of time remaining and the way the Raiders have scored so quickly, they wanted to make sure they got the first down before they called timeout. If they put the ball up in the air and hadn't had the time, put the ball up in the air and it hadn't been caught, then it was an automatic timeout.
That's a Pro Bowler 68, Thielman from Arkansas, limping off. Dave Scott has replaced him at guard. 23 seconds remaining. If you joined us late, the Raiders scored first, set up on a Marcus Allen to Cliff Branch pass as Allen threw it beautifully to Branch, 47 yards, and then Allen himself 15 yards, a short pass, and he ran it in to make it 7-0. The Falcons came back late in the first quarter. A 39-yard pass from Bartkowski to Junior Miller set up the touchdown. William Andrews blasted in from a yard out to tie it at 7. But the second quarter has been all Los Angeles Raiders. A Barr 35-yard field goal, and then a Plunkett to Christensen 50-yard pass set up a Marcus Allen 4-yard run. And on the very next play from scrimmage, a fumble by Andrews, recovered by Hendricks at the Atlanta 30. And on the first play, Plunkett hit Branch 30 yards to make it 24-7. Goes for Jenkins, incomplete at the Raider 46-yard line. Pass a little short. Ted Watts on the coverage. 16 seconds left.
Last play, just 3 of the Raiders rushing Bartkowski, but they still applied enough pressure that he had to scramble around back there and wasn't able to get the footing that he wanted to fire that ball. And even so, you can tell the type of rifle arm that Bartkowski has. He was falling away and fired that ball out there on the line.
2nd and 10, time running out. First half, 16 seconds. Stay tuned now. NFL 82. With all the scores in the top plays of this day. Over the middle to Lynn Kane, tackled immediately at the 41-yard line. 8 seconds, 7 seconds. That's probably going to be it. 4. And they don't get the play off. That's the end of the first half. The Raiders and Falcons were even at 7 at the end of the first quarter, but 17 unanswered points by the visitors from Los Angeles, and at the intermission, 24-7 LA at the end of the first half. 24-7, the Los Angeles Raiders leading here in Atlanta at the intermission. Dick Enberg with Len Dawson. And the Raiders passed for more than 200 yards that first half. That figures out at 400 plus, and the Falcons again having trouble stopping the pass.
Well, last week they had problems against the Giants. The Raiders were looking at that game film and talking to Cliff Branch before this ball game. I asked him, are you going to go deep? And he gave me a lot of stuff about how good the defensive backs were with the Atlanta Falcons. But he said, yes, we are going to test them deep.
Marcus Allen, you've had a chance to see him a half now in person.
Well, I saw him in college, and this is different in pro ball, but he is an amazing player because he has that gift, as you're taking a look now, to take a look and to see where things are happening, find his slot, and he gets into it in a hurry. He makes the right moves at the right time, and you really can't teach anyone that.
And Marcus Allen fired a 47-yard pass just to show everyone here in the South that he is the complete player. So it's 24-7 at the halftime in Atlanta. Now let's go to New York. At halftime, the Raiders leading Atlanta 24-7. Let's relive some of the top moments of the first half. It looks like a Marcus Allen show. Look at the pass thrown by Allen. The former high school quarterback hits Cliff Branch on the numbers, 47 yards to set up a touchdown that Marcus Allen scores himself on this short pass from Plunkett.
And take a look at the effort. Make a determination whether you think he really wants this or not. That's a young man there, 22 years old.
That made it 7-0. The Falcons drove down, and on a 1-yard plunge, William Andrews tied the score at 7-all. But then the second quarter was all Los Angeles. Plunkett looking for the tight end, Todd Christensen, over the middle.
And he catches it right over the linebackers, and outstanding speed by this big tight end, but he's brought down, but a great gain, enabling the Raiders get in position to score once again. And once again, you're going to see whether this young man from USC, number 32, Marcus Allen, knows how to run with a football.
He knows where that goal line is. That made it 21-7. Then after a fumble recovery by Hendricks, Cliff Branch on a 30-yard toss from Plunkett, 24-7. Marcus Allen, William Andrews, the two top runners for these teams. Allen, 53 yards, 41 of those on one scamper. Also threw a pass and caught a pass for a touchdown. Andrews held in check. He scored a touchdown on the 1-yard run, but has only 15 yards rushing and one catch for 6 yards as the defense of the Raiders stopping Andrews. Jim Plunkett warming up. Len Dawson, there are the numbers, 2-1 total yards.
203 to 88 passing, 271 to 132. Turnovers. Falcons had 2 turnovers. They're not moving the ball, and then when you turn it over, you're really in trouble. The one turnover really hurt because the Raiders turned right around. Plunkett went to the air. Cliff Branch in the end zone for a touchdown.
Yeah, that 17-7 is bad enough, but 24-7 takes a little of the emotional air out for Atlanta at the intermission. Plunkett getting ready, although it'll be Atlanta with the football initially to open this second half. Reggie Brown will be at the other end of Chris Barr's kickoff. There he is, 211-pounder, 4th-round draft pick out of the University of Oregon. A little shorter this time at the 1. 10. And he struggles to the 24-yard line, where Clee Montgomery and Jack Squirick and James Davis made the tackle. Bartkowski with Lynn Kane and William Andrews as starting running backs with him. Alfred Jackson and Alfred Jenkins, the wide receivers. Junior Miller, the tight end. 3 Pro Bowlers. Ken, one of them. Then Pat Howell, Jeff Van Note, a Pro Bowler. Thielman, a Pro Bowler. And Bryant, the offensive line. Both wide receivers to the left, with Kane out of the backfield is flanked right. He's looking for Kane. Throws underneath to Junior Miller, who steps out of bounds at the 28-yard line. Defensively, the Raiders in their black and silver. Browning, Kinlaw, Alzado had a good first half again. Hendricks picked up the fumble to set up a touchdown. Millen, Nelson, Rod Martin had a couple of big plays. Hayes and Watts at the corners, and Mike Davis and Burgess Owens at safety.
First down is so very important, and I think in particular for the Atlanta Falcons, they've got to get some yardage on first down, because the first half they weren't doing it, placing themselves in a passing situation in second and third down.
Are able to stay on the ground, 2nd and 5, and William Andrews stopped shy of the 35-yard line. It's going to be close to a first down. Burgess Owens played his college ball at Miami of Florida, number 44, to make the hit.
William Andrews, he is the heart of the offense of this Atlanta Falcon team. Good blocking up front. 68 Thielman had a good block, picking up good yardage, but it is short of the first downs.
3 years in the league, and Andrews all 3 years gaining 1,000 yards plus.
Gained over 2,000 yards in total offense last year. That's a great statistic.
3rd and 1. It's Andrews. He's got a little running room out there, but a great play made by Rod Martin, and I believe he slowed him up enough, and then Nelson finished him off, and that'll be short of the first down. Baseball, 2 weeks away from the end of the season. Montreal still in the hunt, leading the Cubs 3-2 in the 3rd, and the Reds get a run early against the Atlanta Braves. The Braves picked up a game yesterday as they won while the Dodgers lost on a shutout to Houston. Well, the second half opens the way the first half ended for Atlanta. Unable to make the first down, and so Greg Pruitt drifts back to his 30. Smigelski hits that one much better. That's his best kick of the day. Pruitt at the 20. 30, and down at the 32-yard line. Eric Sanders, number 67, made the tackle for Atlanta. A 48-yard punt and a 12-yard return. Marcus Allen and company take the field, and here's the lineup offensively for the Los Angeles Raiders. Raiders opening on the road their first 3 games. They'll be at San Diego next Sunday. Plunkett with Allen and King. King quiet, but Allen certainly wasn't the first half. Branch with a touchdown. Barnwell had a couple of big catches. Christensen the same to set up a touchdown. Davis and Marsh, the new rebuilt left side of the Raider line, with Dalby, Marvin, and Lawrence completing the unit from the 32. 37-yard line. The Falcons understandably watching closely where Marcus Allen goes. This time it was King, good yardage. Can Marcus Allen do it all? Well, let's see how he blocks when the other man gets it.
Number 32, Marcus Allen, is turning out on the linebacker. He's learning early. Did you see him grab him by the jersey with his hand? And he knows who helps him out when he runs with the football. So he's going to help out his running mate, Kenny King.
2nd down 4. King gets a lucky bounce and is ridden out of bounds at the 39-yard line by Joel Williams. That ball went right off the shoulder pads of King. Dave Dalby is down on the play, the center for the Los Angeles Raiders. Well, I at least got to the second half this week before I said it. Richardson, Kuykendall, Curry, and Williams, a fine set of backers in the white of Atlanta, with Butler and Johnson at the corners and Glazebrook and Pridemore at safety. Dalby, who replaced the Hall of Famer Jim Otto, who was the center for 15 years, and Dalby now in his 11th year. That center spot, once you get it, you own it.
Sylvester played some last year and before, but basically they've only had 2 centers in the history.
Timeout while they attend to Dave Dalby, the veteran from UCLA. Early in the 3rd quarter in Atlanta, where the Raiders lead 24-7. The Raider 39, 3rd and about 2.5. Jim Romano of Penn State, 2nd-round draft pick, has replaced Dalby at center. Play action. Plunkett going long for Branch. Complete at the 20-yard line, and a flag is down. Thrown in the secondary of Atlanta. We might have had an illegal chuck. Holding. 5 yards. 1st down. Raiders at the 44 when they mark it off. Now that is one of the concerns of Lehman Bennett last year. He said we gave away too many 1st downs by penalty. This is the 1st one this year.
You're taking a look at the man who replaced Dalby. Number 52, Romano, is in there, holding his own against Smith. Is considered one of the best nose tackles in the National Football League.
No pun intended, holding his own. 1st down at the 44. Falcons' 4th penalty, only 30 yards. Kenny King, 45-50. And he's in Falcon territory before Fulton Kuykendall can run him out of bounds around the 46-yard line. He has a good burst of speed. King now in his 4th year from Oklahoma.
52, Romano, is the rookie. He's trying to get at the linebacker. He throws at him but doesn't get him. But King's great speed outruns number 50, Buddy Curry. And here it is, 33 in the high top shoes, turning the corner. Speed got him there, picking up good yardage. 9 yards. 2nd and 1. This is a great situation now for Plunkett. He's been going deep in short yardage situations on 3rd down. 2nd down is just as good.
Well, he's got Branch to the bottom of the screen out of the picture, and to the top, Barnwell. You see his feet. Branch wide open at the 40. Little jitterbug step, and he gets 5 more to the 35-yard line, and it's a Raider 1st down as they continue to move through the air. This 1982 National Football League game is brought to you by the new Chrysler Corporation. Chrysler has the cars, the quality, and the prices America needs. By Visa, the most widely recognized name in the world for travel, shopping, and cash. And by Kentucky Fried Chicken. We do chicken right. 1st down, Raiders moving the ball easily through the air. This is King on the ground for about 2, 3. And again, that's Kenny Hill's x-rays on the sidelines.
Also,
defensive safety.
Got a report that Dalby got poked in the eye and may or may not see action this afternoon.
Now, perhaps if we can get someone down on the field to tell us
how to interpret that, how to diagnose
whether it's bad or good.
There was a time where there were no x-ray machines at the stadiums. There are x-ray machines at every stadium now. In case somebody gets hurt, they can examine it right away.
2nd down, a long 7. It is negative on the x-rays on Hill. Plunkett, plenty of time to get to Branch, and it's broken up by Kenny Johnson. Johnson from Mississippi State able to duck in and get a hand on that pass.
Plunkett stepped up in the pocket and had an awful lot of time to throw. 21 is Branch. He gets by the linebacker. Now he's looking to the outside. The ball is not there. It's not there. It had been thrown a little sooner. Could have been. 37. Johnson said that's the type of pass that I want to catch, because you know if you catch that one, it's a straight shot down the sidelines to the end zone.
Branch, who had 2 catches last week against San Francisco, has 5 today and a touchdown.
They got 10 guys up on the line of scrimmage defensively. Now they're backing off.
Plunkett complete to Frank Hawkins. He's to the 27-yard line. That's going to be short of a first down. Hawkins from Nevada, Reno, a 10th round pick in last year's draft, 81. And it'll be 4th down and about a yard at the 27-yard line. There's the distance. And now the choice made by Flores. He's got a 17-point lead. And
he's going to go for it.
Yep, going to gamble. The 3 points isn't going to do him that much good. 3 touchdowns beat you whether you kick the field goal or not.
Got 3 tight ends in the ball game right now. Derek Jansen, who's a running back but also a tight end. Derek Ramsey and Christensen. And they're not afraid to throw off this formation.
And he's got the first down. Frank Hawkins to the 25-yard line. They used Jensen as a decoy in motion, the tight end wingback. He came inside and then back outside as an influence, and then they ran the other way with Hawkins.
This is the type of situation defensively for Atlanta. First down, they want to make sure that they put the Raiders in a passing situation. So I look for them to really put a lot of heat. They're going to bring some people on this play.
Well, you see the black and silver. In the early days of the American Football League, the Raiders' colors were not black and silver. First 2 years, there was another color, black and gold. Kenny King down to the 20. And Al Davis, who has always been a fan of the Army, he said, the Black Knights of the Hudson. I like black and silver, and he took the gold out of the uniforms. 4-3, the Expos leading the Cubs in the 5th. Philadelphia trails the Pirates 2-1 in the 3rd. Atlanta now has the lead at Cincinnati 4-1. The Dodgers and Houston later on the coast, San Diego, San Francisco later. Our pennant races have been magnificent. Nothing really there. No scoring. New York, Milwaukee, Boston, Detroit, Cleveland, Baltimore later. BC, we're 2 weeks from the end of the regular season. Plunkett, plenty of time to find King at the 10, and Kenny King scores. Easily. A flag is down. Hold on. A flag is down. It's an 18-yard touchdown but it's against the Raiders. They'll call it back. That's the second touchdown called back by penalty against Los Angeles today. Marcus Allen, you'll recall, had a touchdown reception nullified by penalty in the first half. Oh, it's King open.
Plunkett has had a great deal of time to throw. When he hasn't, he stepped up.
32. Second down.
Oh, you Marcus Allen, you're talking about him. Now he's got to learn how to hold properly without being caught. But there's Kenny King, 33, wide open. Now what has happened is the wide receivers and tight ends are getting the attention of those defensive backs and linebackers. That they're flying back there. The linebackers are flying back to try to give some help to the cornerbacks and the safeties. And that's leaving the area underneath the linebackers wide open. And that's what happened that last play. They're blitzing.
And Plunkett going deep for Christensen. And he is bumped. Penalty will be against Kenny Johnson as he hit him with his body. And that'll be a 1st and goal at the 1-yard line for the Raiders.
Defensive pass interference, number 37. First down on the 1-yard line.
Kenny Johnson says no, but there was contact. So the Raiders have been most impressive last week in beating the 49ers and showing that they're serious this week here in Atlanta.
Defensively, they're playing well, and they have played well in the past defensively, with the exception of against the pass. But they own that Atlanta secondary this afternoon. They've been throwing deep. They're so concerned about Branch and Barnwell going deep, that underneath area is wide open. That time they had an all-out blitz, and they guessed right. They had good pass protection. Now they got a touchdown.
And indeed, Frank Hawkins slashes in for the score. Hawkins with his first professional touchdown. Gained 265 yards last year for the Raiders without a score, and that's his first. So he'll want to have that football or some remembrance of this day in Atlanta, as the Raiders threaten now to make it a rout. With 8:18 remaining in the third quarter, they built their score to 30-7. And Barg looking for the extra point. Out of Mark Wilson's hold, it's good. And we have a timeout. The Raiders have just scored 11 plays. They've gone 69 yards. Hawkins gets the capper from 1 yard out, 31-7. 8 minutes, 18 seconds left in the third quarter here in Atlanta, where the Raiders have built a 31-7 lead. Barr's kick. Brown at the goal line, a yard deep. Whoops. Did not quite come out.
Good move, though. An excellent move. He was trying to run sideways in the end zone. That's not a very good thing to do.
Oh, it's a first down on the touchback at the 20, and Lehman Bennett between a rock and a hard place, trying to figure out a way to score and get back into this game. This telecast presented by authority of the National Football League is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Atlanta Falcons and the National Football League is prohibited. Bartkowski to Junior Miller, incomplete. Matt Millen on the coverage for the Raiders. Fans getting a little angry here in Atlanta.
Yes, they are. That time the ball was off the mark. He was so concerned about the linebackers dropping back, because now for the Raiders, they're not too concerned about the run, because they know that Atlanta's got to put the ball up in the air and try to get back in this ball game. So those linebackers are they're going to do one of two things. They're going to go after Bartkowski, or they're going to drop way back in pass coverage.
Throw is to Andrews underneath, and he gets out across the 30-yard line, and a first down for the Falcons.
They'll let him have that, though.
And so the young Patriot has the long touchdown, and here the Falcons trying to pick away with the short ones to get back in the game. That a first down reception by Alfred Jackson out at the 41-yard line.
Offensively, Atlanta now, they've got to throw the ball. Occasionally they'll put in a run or draw or a screen to take some of the pressure off, because they know that the defensive lineman of the Raiders is going to tee off. Those linebackers that last time, Hendricks, he was blitzing. Millen was blitzing on that play. They'll either blitz or drop back.
7 minutes left in the third quarter.
This time they blitz.
Hendricks, he slowed down Bartkowski, and then Bob Nelson, number 51, came in to finish him off. Well, they called him the Mad Stork in college. He doesn't like the nickname, but when you see him come in on a quarterback like that, it seemed like an appropriate moniker.
Here's the rush. 83 is Ted Hendricks jumping up. Bartkowski does duck under him, but now Nelson comes along. Browning is also there. One of two things. They're going to put heat on Bartkowski by sending linebackers and everybody after him, play man-to-man, or they're going to just throw 3 defensive linemen after him, drop 8 people back, and give you the short pass. They're not going to let you have it deep.
Now Lenny Dawson, a quarterback who knows how difficult it is to try to throw from way behind. That's the tight end, McKeska, and he's out of bounds about midfield. McKeska from the famed McKeskas of Temple, Texas, where the family has a very successful barbecue business. Lenny Dawson in his career, and the stat that's really important there is that bottom line, plus 56. How many men struggle through a career just trying to get more touchdowns than interceptions? Plus 56. That really is the measure of the man. You take, for example, Jim Plunkett for the Raiders. He comes into the game minus 36.
Well, he's trying to catch up.
Third down and 2. Wide open, Andrews, and he has a first down and more. 25, 20, still on his feet and out of bounds at the 18-yard line. William Andrews. They say he stepped out back upfield at the 27-yard line, but it's a first down.
The fans here, they were irritated just a minute ago, but all they need is something to happen, and it happens now. Ground level, you're taking a look right now what it looks like right down there. We've got our handheld camera down there. 31, William Andrews. He's devastating in the open field also, just like we were talking about Marcus Allen.
Well, Kenny Hill, the man, you saw the x-rays earlier. He's obviously okay. It was Hill who made the play, pushing him out of bounds at the 27.
Comes a blitz.
Mike Davis, and a flag is down against Watts for tripping Jenkins at the 15-yard line. So they brought Davis one safety man, and Bartkowski able to dump it off. He had Jenkins breaking free and was tripped.
Play.
20, defensive pass interference. First down.
Right-hand corner, right there, you see Jenkins going down. He got tripped up by number 20, Ted Watts of the Raiders.
Interference call at the 17-yard line. Atlanta led the NFL, giving up first downs by penalty, and they get one themselves on that one. Bartkowski, a flag down. Bo Robinson has a touchdown. Will it count? Robinson, a fourth-year running back from West Texas State, where he broke all of Mercury Morris and Dwayne Thomas's rushing records. It's against the Raiders. Touchdown, Atlanta.
Offside. Refused.
Touchdown, Atlanta.
Dick, on that last play, the Raiders were trying to cover that back with number 55, Matt Millen. You saw him in your screen. He's going to try to pick him up. But with the speed of that back, Bo Robinson, there is no way that Matt's going to be able to keep up with him for any length of time. He was hoping that the blitz would pressure Bartkowski, and he wouldn't have that much time to throw.
Well, that gives the Falcon fans fading hopes a little boost as Luckhurst kicks the extra point. And with 5 minutes and 53 seconds remaining in the third quarter, the Falcons get a 7 and cut the Los Angeles Raider lead to 31-14.
You come into a park and it's hot and humid, and everyone says Raider weather or Falcon weather, as if you really do enjoy playing in this heat and humidity.
Oh, the Raiders were really concerned about it before the ball game. They were, a couple of the offensive linemen out. They found a fan out in the dugout, and that's where they seated themselves. But they're happy now. The thing is, it's really hot right now. As for Atlanta, they got to get back in the ball game.
Yeah, they've kept the heat on the Falcons. Luckhurst, who is excellent in the onside kick, does not try it. Greg Pruitt at the 4. Pruitt, who returned 155 yards against the 49ers last Sunday, tackled by the man who just scored a touchdown, Bo Robinson. 80 yards in 7 plays for the Falcons. Well engineered, and a touchdown Bartkowski to Robinson to cut the Raider lead to 17. Now the Falcons need a turnover, and that would bring the crowd back in their behalf.
They need to stop the Raiders on first down, and they've been trying to do that, but Plunkett has had enough time to go back with play passes, look downfield, and get rid of the football.
Paul Davis, 59, linebacker from North Carolina, helping out Jeff Yates, the veteran from Boston College. See 50, Buddy Curry. George Jessel Curry, thank you, from North Carolina, where he was a teammate of Lawrence Taylor, trying to spur that defense. There's the touchdown man, Bo Robinson.
One problem, or a big problem, for Atlanta is that Jeff Merrill is out of the ball game. He is their best pass rusher. And Plunkett has had plenty of time to throw in the second half.
2nd and 9. Dumps it in the flat to Allen. Look at that move. And across the 30 to the 31-yard line. He gained only about 4 yards in the play, but he certainly is giving those linebackers something to think about. Joel Williams, an excellent tackler, was unable to bring him down. Curry just did get him.
This is a screen pass getting it out to Allen, hoping to get some offensive linemen out there. But look at the move that he puts on Joel Williams. Curry was smart. He did not commit himself. until Allen finally had to commit himself and run.
Kenny King and the Len Dawson model high tops teaming with Marcus Allen in the backfield. 3rd down and 5. Listen to the crowd. Wide open is Marcus Allen. And he's out to the 48-yard line and a 1st down before Butler and Glazebrook can collaborate on the stop.
Marcus Allen was wide open coming out of that backfield. They were trying to defend against him with Bob Glazebrook. And here it is. Look at the difference between where Allen was and Glazebrook was. You know, you're talking about 5 yards. Now, that is wide open in professional football.
You know, Marcus Allen, interestingly, in the offseason trained with a rival team. You know, USC and UCLA, not a lot of love between those two schools, but Jim Bush, the outstanding track and field coach at UCLA, worked with Allen in hill running and built his stamina and endurance. Oh, Billy Taylor took a lick from Joel Williams and Fulton Kuykendall and lost a yard or two.
Joel Williams remembered that last move that Marcus Allen put on him on the last play, and he was making up for it this time. But poor Billy Taylor was a recipient of that shot.
Well, in for just one play, Hawkins and Taylor, they go out, and King and Marcus Allen are back in on 2nd and 11. The score 31-14. The Raiders lead. 3.5 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. Plunkett is 12 for 20. Gets away again, and there's Branch, and a 1st down at the Atlanta 40-yard line. Kenny Johnson made the tackle. Branch is having a field day. 13 yards in the play. Other scores: the Jets leading at New England 24-7 in the 4th quarter. Dallas has a touchdown lead against the Cardinals in the 3rd period. Tied now, the Bengals and the Steelers. Always a good one. 14-3, the Browns leading the Eagles. Philadelphia about to lose their 2nd game in the first 2 weeks. San Diego coming back in the 3rd quarter, cutting the Chiefs' lead to just a touchdown. Here it's 31-14. Plunkett to throw on 1st down. Plenty of time. And hits Allen at the 34 for a gain of about 5, maybe 6. Curry and Williams, the linebackers, made the tackle.
Got a report that Richardson injured himself. He may not be back in the ball game this afternoon. Linebacker Al.
So Al Richardson, who led the team in sacks last year with 10.5, and Jeff Merrill, an outstanding press rusher, both are out for the rest of the game. And Kansas City apparently just scored again to take a 10-point lead. The Saints at Chicago leading 10-0 in the 3rd. Joe Klecko, we understand, was taken off the field with a serious leg injury, left the field by stretcher. Marcus Allen and Glazebrook, Bob Glazebrook from Fresno State, the safety man, and he guessed right as he shot the gap, and Allen had no chance. A -6.
You are absolutely right. He did guess right. He was on that side. Had they had a play called to the opposite side, he wouldn't have been a factor in it. But what Atlanta's got to do, they've got to throw everything to the wind. They've got to try to put pressure on Plunkett, which they have not been able to do. Got to make sure they could curtail number 32, Marcus Allen. They better be concerned about Cliff Branch. Cliff has gained over 100 yards in this ball game. That's his 20th in his career. If he has one more, he'll tie Freddie Biletnikoff for a record for the Raiders.
Flag down, incomplete, intended for Hawkins. Number 77, Doug Rogers, a rookie from Stanford. He says they're going to be watching out in Bakersfield, California today. I said, you bet they are. He said, well, I'll give them something to cheer. He's trying to get the crowd worked up. He was picked after Riggs, their top 2 picks for the Falcons in the college draft, and the penalty is against the Raiders.
Holding offense. 53. Decline. 4th down.
Couldn't be 53. That's Rod Martin. He plays defense for the Raiders.
Here's Rogers fighting, he flushes Plunkett out of the pocket, gets a hold of him. Jim does get rid of the football, but he's just getting rid of it, that's all, to avoid the loss.
A couple of Stanford boys, Plunkett and Rogers, involved in that play. So on 4th down, the Falcons have stopped the Raiders from adding to their lead, and Raymond Guy to punt with White Shoes Johnson Always a threat back at the 10.
I'm trying to think when the last time that guy punted the ball.
Fair catch at the 9-yard line. So Atlanta will start deep in its own end. We have exactly a minute remaining in the third quarter, and the Falcons with a lot of catching up to do. 31-14 with a minute remaining in the third quarter here in Atlanta, and the Falcons have the ball at their own 9-yard line. Bartkowski drove them quickly for a touchdown, 80 yards the last possession. Complete to Alfred Jackson at the 26 and a first down. Lester Hayes, the defender for the Raiders. Well, just as Atlanta has lost 2 players, Richardson and Merrow today, Dave Dalby will not return. An eye injury. He was poked in the eye. And Dalby will not see any more action this afternoon.
On that last pass play, Bartkowski had plenty of time to throw the ball, and Jackson was able to get Lester Hayes turned around, but showed me once again that Bartkowski really has a strong arm.
20 seconds left in the third quarter. The quick out almost received by Lehman Bennett, the head coach, who was a backup quarterback in his playing days at the University of Kentucky. Well, he claims to be the oldest ball boy, water boy in football, 53 going on 80. George Run Jones.
And he just started to run too.
He was in the roller derby 18 years with the San Francisco Bay Bombers. You remember him there. Used to follow those skaters. He was tough in the jams. Run Jones. He said, I want to say happy birthday to my daughter. I said, birthday today? He said, yeah, she's 4 1/2. I'm still trying to figure that one out. Intercepted by Ted Watts at the 49-yard line. Intended for Alfred Jackson. You saw Watts in a similar play in the first half. There you go, run. Ring the bell as the Raiders have it again.
Here it is, the replay. Number 20, Watts. You may recall a while ago he got called for tripping. This time he has excellent position on Jackson. Comes up with a big interception for the Raiders.
Jackson would have been better off playing defender himself and trying to knock that one away. Well, the Raiders have the ball at their own 49-yard line.
The last time they had it, what they do? They throw deep.
First time out of the box. Plunkett fires to Allen, incomplete. At the 45-yard line, that stops the clock with 2 seconds left in this third quarter. Bob Glazebrook on defense for Atlanta. Glazebrook, who set a record last week for Atlanta, that 91-yard fumble touchdown return. There's Watts, Texas Tech second-year man, the man who intercepted the pass moments ago.
Plunkett tried to get the ball to Marcus Allen, but he had Barnwell going deep on that last play. So they were looking once again to try to put this ball game away.
Final play of the third quarter. Plunkett wide open was Barnwell at the 35, and Plunkett missed him. That is the end of the third period here at Atlanta Fulton County Stadium in Georgia. The Raiders enjoying a big 3 periods, have a 31-14 lead. We'll be back after these messages from your local station. With Len Dawson, Dick Enberg in Atlanta Stadium. Smiles are a bit forced for the Atlanta fans. 31-14 the score. We open the fourth quarter. Raiders with the ball. Marcus Allen. Run out of bounds at the 47. Earl Jones and others for Atlanta. So it's a short game, and Ray Guy and the punting team comes on. There's the statistical totals through 3 quarters.
The last drive by the Falcons narrowing the margin. It was 2-1 at halftime. So Atlanta is moving the ball better in the third quarter than they were in the second. Second quarter they didn't do anything.
These are all fourth quarter scores. Jets 24-7 over New England. Dallas 14-7 against St. Louis. 20-17 Cincinnati leading at Pittsburgh. 14-10 Cleveland over Philadelphia. 19-9 Kansas City leads San Diego. New Orleans 10-0 at Chicago. The rest of the action, second half of play today. Raymond Guy. Clock is down to 4, 3, 2.
They're going after it.
Whoa! Flags are down. And the Raiders down the ball inside the 5-yard line. Billy Taylor, number 49, downfield for the Raiders. Guy complaining that he was run into. Jim Laughlin, 51, was in on the kicker.
Maybe offsetting penalties, though.
51 defense running into the kicker. Offside on the defense. Replay.
Had to be offside on the offense, not the defense.
Number 51, Laughlin, was called for running into the kicker. Right there. Punters always help them out, though. They go down very easily.
You always have a feeling that if you were ever looking for somebody to fill the bill in the carnivals, you know, where you throw the baseball and dunk somebody, that those kickers would be perfect, wouldn't they?
And you see people like Marcus Allen, that he's tough to bring down. People are hitting him from all the angles, and he's sliding. And William Andrews the same way. A punter, if you get close to him, he's down.
Just smell your breath, and down he goes. No Guy on the nullifying penalties. We'll kick it over again with White Shoes Johnson back at the 10. And Falcons have 10 men on the line. Flags are down again. And Guy roots one into the end zone. And we'll see. And we got some more scuffling going on. Boy, almost every special teams play. That's Bobby Butler, 23, and Frank Hawkins, 27. They're doing their little dance, and they might just be kicked out of the game based on Butler's reaction. He's a starting cornerback. Oh.
3, unsportsmanlike conduct. Atlanta. 45, Oakland. Illegal formation, Oakland. Re-kick.
It was not. It was Butler, and number 45 for the Raiders.
He was offsides. They called a penalty on him, so they're going to come back and kick it once again.
That's James Davis's 45.
Frank Hawkins was the man that Butler was wrestling with out there.
They gave him the heave-ho, too, apparently. So Butler, and that's... you can't help your team when you get kicked out of the game, and he's a starting quarterback, and that just makes things tougher for the Falcons. Well, Ray Guy getting his punting work in. He's going to try it again after the offside penalty. Butler is not kicked out of the game. Apparently, he's back in there. Another perfect spiral that's going to go into the end zone, but it was pretty to watch nevertheless. So the Falcons, and we have another push and shove match. And that one was short-lived. It was Jim Laughlin, Derek Jensen. Well, unless somebody starts pushing someone else, let's just ease our way into this important work. William Andrews over the middle, and the big fullback runs it 45 yards into Raider territory. Here it is again.
The blitz is on. Bartkowski stepping up and gets the ball to Andrews. A nice catch. Remember, he caught 81 passes, led the team last year, coming up with a big 45-yard play. Getting out of bounds. And for Atlanta, the people here wanted something to cheer about, and they got it.
Well, at the 30-yard line, you saw the pass was end over end. It looked as if somebody tipped the ball, but it got to Andrews, and he did the rest. Jenkins left, Jackson right, 31-14. Falcons trail, 13:45 left in the game. Incomplete, intended for McKeska. And it appeared that Bartkowski had a man going deep and open.
Yes, he did. He had some pressure. He got rid of that ball before he really wanted to. McKeska was even open. He had a step on Davis, the strong safety.
Bartkowski at California, he was 1 year ahead of Vince Ferragamo, and Ferragamo saying that he wouldn't get to play until Bartkowski graduated, elected to go on to Nebraska and do his quarterbacking. Atlanta, to give their fans hope here in Georgia, needs to score on this possession. 2nd and 10. Here comes Hendricks, and he forced the fumble, and I believe, no, Hendricks didn't get it, but came close to getting the fumble. Ken fell on it at the 40-yard line, and the Stork with those huge arms of his, long leverage in there, and even though he ran by the quarterback, watch him strip it away.
68. Thielman was supposed to get out there, but Hendricks was by him so quickly that he wasn't able to get out and get in front of him. A couple of things about Hendricks make it difficult to block him. He is tall, 6'7". If a back is going to block him, he's going to get about a 5-yard run. The back is going to be fairly close to the quarterback, and he can just jump up in the air and get into the quarterback's vision.
That's a big loss. 3rd down and about 19. Jenkins and Watts were in a pushing match, and the official does not throw a flag, although Jenkins thought he was interfered.
The official was standing right there. Here it is, Bartkowski going back to pass. 3rd and 19 to go on the play.
75, Howie Long put pretty good pressure on.
Here it is. You're looking at it. Both of them struggling.
Official ruling they both were going for the ball when the bump occurred. Well, 4th down, and you're trailing 31-14, even though it's 4th down and long. The Falcons are going to go for it. 12 minutes, 43 seconds left. Jackson 85 with Hodge 83 in the slot. Jenkins to the left. Incomplete. Not close. Billy White Shoes Johnson in on offense, and the pass overthrown. Owens and Hill there to cover. The Los Angeles Raiders take over on downs in good field position around the 38-yard line, leading 31-14. Los Angeles Raiders looking for 2 wins on the road to open the season. Have a 31-14 lead and the ball at the 39-yard line. They've outgained the Falcons throughout. And Jim Plunkett at the controls. Barnwell has his 3rd catch and gets out to about the 46-yard line, a gain of 7. Bobby Butler, we thought had been ejected, was not, made the tackle.
You know, I'd like to go back. Remember the first long pass that Plunkett threw back in the 1st quarter to Cliff Branch? He didn't complete it, but I think that set the tempo of what they wanted to do. And also, I said, it puts in the minds of those defensive halfbacks, those cornerbacks, they're saying, hey, they think they can beat me deep, so I'm going to give them room. So they give them room and they throw in front of them. When they start coming up, then you throw behind it. And that's what's happening out there this afternoon for Atlanta.
Yeah, Plunkett has orchestrated it beautifully. 2nd and 3. And he's going long for Branch. Nice defense by Kenny Johnson. No flag. He came almost up with the ball as well. As he bounced to the turf, the ball was right there.
The blitz was on that time. Plunkett was just going up top. There was man-to-man coverage. You can see stride for stride there. 37 is Johnson. But even though it didn't work, I'll assure you the next time that Cliff Branch comes off the line of scrimmage toward Johnson, he's going to give him some room.
Well, let's see. This would be a perfect time. 3rd down and 3. Just have Branch run a little hitch out there and for 5 and get the 1st down. Let's see if that's what Plunkett does.
It's better on 1st down because they're looking for Oakland again, Los Angeles for the 1st down.
Plunkett going for Christensen, incomplete at the 25 as Plunkett had to hurry his throw under pressure. So the Falcon defense does the job, and Atlanta will get the ball back, and not much time used by the Raiders, which is a little surprising with a 31-14 lead, Len. You don't run a few plays, try to eat up some of that clock. You're giving the Falcons a chance to get back in the game, stopping the clock with the incomplete pass.
Yeah, but the Raiders feel they can knock them out. That's what they want to do. The Raiders aren't generally the type of team, you know, that has any mercy on anybody. They're gonna,
well, you know.
They're going to try to put them away.
Well, Ben Davidson was always kind to you.
After the game.
Johnson at the 10-yard line, guy to kick. Ten men on the rush. Guy goes down. Johnson does too, as he's hit immediately by James Davis, number 45. The flag was not thrown for running into the kicker, although Guy thought he had been hit. It was thrown by the linesman. I believe someone was offside. Ineligible or illegal man downfield. One is
Ineligible man downfield on the kicking team. Refused. Timeout.
Raymond Guy, feeling that he should get a penalty for the contact here, did not. We have a timeout. The Falcons looking for a quick score to get back in the game with 11.5 minutes, not 1.5, but 11.5 minutes remaining. And they trail 31-14. They need something big. Bartkowski in search. Goes underneath to Riggs. And the rookie from Arizona State is stopped at the 20-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 5. Matt Millen made the play. Bartkowski not using the huddle, even though we have a lot of time left. He knows that they've got to score in almost every possession.
That's a good move on Atlanta's part.
Underneath to Riggs again. 30, 32, 1st down.
You ought to do it again, because you know another thing, the defense can't look to the side and start doing things and bring people in. They've got to play with the 11 people out there. It's a good move on Atlanta's part.
And he is going to go without a huddle. 1st down from the 32. Another quickie, this time to William Andrews, and Hendricks brings him down at the 39-yard line. And again, the Falcons without a huddle. And the other factor, too, you've got to figure if anyone is going to suffer in the heat, it's the visiting team, the Raiders, even though they have the lead. Maybe you wear them down a bit on defense. Crowd trying to help out. 10.5 minutes left. And a quick pop up the middle gets maybe a 1st down before Archie Reese can make the tackle. And it is a 1st down for the Falcons.
I like this tempo. I like to get it going. They've been down. They haven't been doing anything. If they get the ball moving at all, going with this rapid fire type of offense could generate something for Atlanta.
From his own 43-yard line, it's Riggs. 50, 49. Millen made the tackle. Short of the 1st down. It'll be 2nd and 2. Clock is running. 9:50 left.
What Atlanta has to do, though, they have to have fresh receivers there all the time, because what is happening, their wide receivers are clearing out for those backs underneath. Jackson is coming out of the ball game. He better hurry or he's going to be on the field and there'll be 12 men.
Willie Curran, a rookie from UCLA, has replaced him.
Bartkowski lined up under the guard.
Open is Jenkins, but he can't catch it inbounds. He was out of bounds. Mike Davis on the coverage. So Bartkowski, thinking about so many things, was trying to take the snap from his guard. Well, you've done that.
I've done it. And the guard would look around at you and say, what are you doing?
Get off my back.
Look at him. He's not. He's. Look at there. Thielman says, what's going on?
Oh, don't touch me unless you love me.
Your hands are rough.
Those guys jump offside. Oh, my. That was no trick play, that's for sure. Well, at least the Falcons get to take a deep breath now with the incomplete pass stopping the clock. 9.5 minutes left.
They got to figure they got 2 downs to pick up this 1st down.
3rd and about 1.5 yards. And it's Riggs plowing forward to the 45, has the 1st down. Lyle Alzado and Howard Long making the tackle. Oh. The Raiders say, we'll let you move downfield, but it's going to cost you time. And Steve Bartkowski hoping that he might be able to strike for a quick one here with 9:07, 9:06 left. He's going long. He's going for White Shoes. Beautiful defensive play by 45 James Davis. No flag.
Flagged it down. They had 12 in on the field. Davis did not get off in time. I think that's what they're going to call. Oakland was trying to get a couple of defensive men off the field, but they were too late. The play got underway.
Preliminary indication penalty against Oakland.
Davis, nevertheless, saved the touchdown as Bartkowski floated a beautiful pass and had Johnson in stride.
Defense, 12 men on the field, 5 yards, first down.
You were mentioning something about the heat in the fourth quarter. Now, if the Raiders stand up under this, they're in excellent shape because this type of an offense against those big defensive linemen trying to rush the pass is really tough.
Raiders with an 8-man front, 9-man front. Bartkowski drills it to Jenkins. Incomplete. Once Jenkins was juggling the ball, it was okay for Davis to reach and grab the jersey. And Davis, who is a 5th-round pick last year, did not play all last year with an injury, doing a good job out there.
They're all coming. Hendricks coming in there. He's being blocked by Robinson. The ball is on its way before the receiver turned around. But right now, he's strip him of the football because he got his hands on it.
Well, Al Davis, he must like the name. He's got 3 Davises on this roster. Bruce Davis, the starting tackle. James Davis, who's now playing at one of the corners.
Mike Davis.
And Mike Davis, the safety man. He had Clarence Davis for many years, the running back. Bartkowski going deep. And Floyd Hodge can't quite come up with it. The play was made by Kenny Hill and Ted Watts. Fans wanted interference, but they're getting his 3rd down and 5.
This is really a test on the receivers and the defensive backs because they're going deep on every play.
Looked as if Watts might have gotten away with a little early bump. 40-yard line, Raider territory, 8 minutes and 46 seconds remaining. The Falcons trying to play catch-up, trail 31-14. 3rd and 5. Ball was tipped, intended for Junior Miller. Archie Reese, acquired from the 49ers at the start of this season, made the play defensively.
If Bartkowski had any running ability at all, he had a clean shot straight up the middle of the field, he would have picked up the first down because the defensive linemen, 4 of them rushing the passer, they were already by him. The linebackers were deep. He had plenty of space to pick up the first down.
Well, I tell you, Ted Watts has been busy trying to cover. He was down on one knee back at the 10-yard line. He's still back there. He's exhausted. And they're going to call a timeout, the Raiders or the officials, because Watts, who has just been all over the field trying to offering coverage in this hurry-up offense of Atlanta's, and he just has run out of gas. That's just a tired, hot, exhausted young man.
You know, sometimes you do that in practice against one particular guy to get his attention. He says, you don't like me, huh? Because to run ups, which he's doing, or fly patterns, that's what they're doing on Oakland's defensive backs.
Oh, Bartkowski will get a chance to talk things over on a critical 4th and 5 call. And Tom Flores will set his defense. Now, without breaking the action, 8 minutes and 41 seconds left here at Atlanta Stadium, where the Raiders are in control, 31-14. Most important number, the one at the top of your screen, 8:41 left. On 4th and 5, Atlanta almost has to make a first down here, where the Raiders should chew it up. Bartkowski needs 5 for the first down. He won't get it, and the Raiders take over on downs for the 2nd straight possession. Atlanta able to move the ball into Los Angeles half of the field, only to have the drive stopped by good defense. Alfred Jackson doesn't get up. He gamely went for that pass.
He took a pretty good shot when he was leaping in the air trying to get a hold of that football.
Burgess Owens on the coverage for the Raiders. So the Raiders take over on downs out at the Los Angeles 40-yard line. And while they attend to Alfred Jackson, let's run down all the scores for you. The early games played today. That's a final. First in, the Jets come back from their loss a week ago to Miami to beat New England in the Patriots part of the country. Dallas apparently will beat St. Louis. That score in the fourth quarter, 24-7. In overtime, the Bengals and the Steelers tied at 20. Philadelphia has gained the lead against Cleveland, 17-14 in the fourth period. Late in the fourth quarter, San Diego is pulled within a touchdown at Kansas City, 19-12. New Orleans trying to embarrass Chicago on the Bears home field, 10-0 Saints in the fourth quarter. Baseball scores. She apparently likes the Atlanta Braves. You know, she smiled as soon as I said baseball. Chicago and Montreal tied at 5 in the seventh. Pittsburgh trying to pinch Philadelphia's hopes, 7-1 in the fourth. Atlanta beating Cincinnati in the fifth, 5-1. Houston at Los Angeles. San Diego, San Francisco. Those games will be starting shortly. American League, Milwaukee beating the Yankees 5-1 in the fifth. Boston 2-1 against Detroit in the seventh. Cleveland, Baltimore later. Minnesota trying to make it 3 in a row against Kansas City. California leading Toronto. If those scores stay as they are, then the Angels and Royals would be tied for first place.
Royals
they
having
meet
their
tomorrow
problems here lately. See Jackson coming off the field. Hopefully he's all right.
So Plunkett and the Raiders with 8:34. They stay on the ground. And it's Marcus Allen for a few yards. I liked Joe Garagiola's line yesterday about some of the pennant races. They're like, what do you say, a Phyllis Diller lookalike contest? Nobody wants to win it. We pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC television network.
This is Channel 4, KNBC, Los Angeles.
Wrigley Field, Chicago, right? No, that's the sign on the baseball outfield wall here at Atlanta.
Do you think that defense of Oakland told that offense, run off some time on that clock, keep the ball on the ground?
Give us a breather. Well, here goes Plunkett to throw. Got Barnwell wide open and missed him at the 30-yard line. Kenny Johnson on the coverage, and Plunkett throwing as he was hit. That still surprises me, Len, that they're not staying on the ground with a 31-14 lead. Final score, the Steelers win 2 in a row. Boy, they've won 2 tough ones, beating the Cowboys and come back to beat the AFC defending champion Bengals in overtime, 26-20.
Bradshaw to John Stallworth, 3 yards for the winning touchdown.
Another score, Cleveland regains the lead, 21-17 against the Eagles in the fourth quarter. Stay tuned, NFL 82 after our game to recap the scores. And if our game runs late, we'll get them all to you right up to the minute the scores before we say goodbye from Atlanta. Flag down as Kenny Hill is whipped out of bounds by Tom Pridemore. Kenny King, rather, I'm sorry, not Kenny Hill. He's on the other side of the line of scrimmage for the Raiders. So King thrown out of bounds for a loss. Now let's check the penalty. Tom Flores, he was a backup quarterback to you when the Chiefs won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he threw one pass in 1969. It was off of a fake field goal.
Offense, number 79. Offside.
Bruce Davis offside. Decline. The Falcons want the ball.
We were playing Houston, and it was a fake field goal pass just before the end of the half. And Tom rolled out and threw the ball to Robert Holmes, who made the catch. While Tom was admiring his work, somebody broke his nose, and that was it. One pass, one touchdown, one broken nose for Flores in 1969, the year that we won the Super Bowl.
And one Super Bowl ring.
That's right.
Raymond Guys had plenty of work, his 7th punt, and they also had 2 or 3 called back because of penalty. White Shoes Johnson inside the 15 for Atlanta. You can see the seats starting to empty. Guy almost missed that one, and it goes out of bounds at the Atlanta 40. No, it didn't go out of bounds. Rolls back to the 45-yard line. So the Falcons have good field position, and the Raiders used up only a minute on that possession. 7:36 left in the game. Giants received a miracle play, a 91-yard fumble recovery. Everyone relaxing, thinking the whistle had blown it dead, and Glazebrook went 91 yards. Now they need a couple 3 unexpected big plays because they trail 31-14. They have the ball at their own 41-yard line. Bartkowski, good protection this time, and has a man, Jenkins. First down at the 32-yard line. Alfred Jenkins His consecutive game streak is up to 91 in a row, catching a pass.
Bartkowski had time to throw. That's the reason it worked, because it was his crossing pattern. Took time to develop. 26 yards, first down. You're talking about the big plays. That took just a couple of seconds to complete. 7:29 remaining in this football game. And they're definitely within striking distance right now.
Jenkins to the left. Jackson back in the game after being bruised a while back. Jackson is to the right. Bartkowski in trouble. And number 99, Reuben Vaughn, has the 5th Raiders sack today. He's from Colorado, drafted by the 49ers in '79.
Now you can credit that defensive secondary of the Raiders, because Bartkowski had a lot of time to get rid of the football. He pumped once, started to move. His problem was he couldn't find anybody open. But what he should do is get rid of it. Just throw it up, out of bounds, up in the seat someplace.
Bartkowski has thrown 47 passes in this game, completing 28 for 311 yards. There are his numbers. He's been busy, but he has only 14 points. Has the man open. Oh, what a catch by Junior Miller. Down at the 27-yard line, Miller's second catch. He had to leave his feet to spear that one. Short of the first down, however.
That's why I said on the last play to Bartkowski, you got to know when to get rid of the football. Here it is. An outstanding catch by Junior Miller. He's come up with a couple of clutch catches in this ball game this afternoon.
3rd and 4. Quickie. Is that a catch? Apparently not. Incomplete is the call. Raiders got the football, Lester Hayes, but Jackson did not appear to have possession.
I don't believe he did.
You see all the blue, that symbolic of those fans who became disgusted much earlier and left. And we'd say that Atlanta Stadium's only about half full at the moment. 60,000 seats and sold out, although 54,774 the official attendance, with some 5,000 not coming to the game today. Bartkowski again looks at 4th and 4. This is the 3rd time he's been in Raider territory. He ran out of downs the last 2. 6:21 left in the game. Flag is down. And so is Bartkowski. Back at the 39-yard line is number 74, Archie Reese, has the sack. Now let's check the penalty flag. Reese, an inspirational leader with the 49ers in their Super Bowl year last season.
For the snap, field judge had 30-second delay. It'll still be 4th down.
So that's a break for the Falcons. One of the few times the penalty can help a team, because that negates the sack. No play on the 32nd call. 5 yards against the Falcons. It'll be 4th and 9, and Bartkowski will get another shot at it.
How times change. They had the no huddle offense where they were taking very little time to get the play off. And down there 4th and 5, when they needed to get the ball off, they took too much time. But they need to pick up 9 yards now to keep this drive alive. And
this could be a record tying pass attempt by Bartkowski. The Atlanta record is 50, and he has 49 going into this play. Over the middle. Did he catch it? Yes. And it'll be a first down at the 19. Junior Miller. A flag is down, I believe, holding against the Raiders.
That's 2 great catches in a row by Junior Miller, because that ball was thrown behind him.
It was holding against Los Angeles.
Look at, that's a tough catch.
Oh.
He's going in one direction, has to turn and try to come up with the football, and he did. That's 2 in a row that he's made.
A very difficult chance.
And he dropped it anyway. I was giving him credit for that.
I was too. I thought he caught it. Now you see he didn't. But they get the first down on the penalty. 5 yards, automatic first down on the defensive hold, and it's the Falcons with a new set of downs. 6 minutes, 8 seconds left. First down at the Los Angeles 27. 31-14. Raiders lead it. Plenty of that time. And it's Hodge ducking out of bounds at the 13-yard line.
Watts is back in the ball game.
Lloyd Hodge from Utah. He was a quarterback until his senior year. Didn't play last year with a knee injury. And he's made a couple nice catches today.
I don't know if we'd mentioned that Ted Watts is back in the ball game, but this is the area that the pass was caught. Good throw by Bartkowski, right on the number. Hodge going out of bounds, making the catch in front of Ted Watts.
6 minutes and 3 seconds. Nice even numbers for Bartkowski, 30 for 50. His next pass will set a record. Riggs, knifed down. A sharp tackle at the 10-yard line by Dave Browning, number 73 from Washington. The most passes completed in a game, Bartkowski 33, and he's closing in on that record. He has 30 so far today. Make that 31 for the last catch by Hodge. Right in the arms of Alfred Jackson. Lester Hayes' coverage. Can't throw the ball any better than that. But Hayes, like glue, not stick him, but like glue on this man. And it's incomplete.
Here it is. Quick pass going up and over. His vision had to be impaired by Lester Hayes.
Now you can raise your hand in front of the receiver. That is not base guarding. You cannot wave your hand. In case you're wondering, you can put your hand up in front of the receiver even though you have your back to the play. You can't wave it. That's the rule.
Well, if you wanted to stick your hand up in the air and run anywhere you want on the field, you go ahead and do it. When the ball is in the air, you can't wave it in front.
On the blitz, Bartkowski fumbles. It's a live play. This could be a touchdown for Archie Reese. He's going to go all the way for a Raiders score. Jeff Barnes is the man who made the play, number 56. He dislodged the ball from Bartkowski's grasp, and Archie Reese, all 6'3", 275 pounds of him, rumbles in with a touchdown.
Bartkowski didn't have a chance. You can see right now. He's looking to his left. Linebacker from the right blitz nails him now. They're going to find out whether Archie Reese is overweight or not. Can he run that far? Look at Burgess Owens.
Well, it's even money now. I'm not sure he's going to make it.
Last week. There he is.
There's a happy man, Archie Reese. He's an emotional player. Niners, very popular performer. Chris Barr hits the extra point, and the Los Angeles Raiders now have a 38-14 lead. 75 yards on this play.
Jeff Barnes, 56. You'll see he's looking to his left. Doesn't see that hit right there. Doesn't see the linebacker coming. Now, Archie picks the ball up. Wonder if he thought about lateraling it to anybody.
Oh, no.
No, I guess not. Not with that. No one chasing him.
Reminds me of Merlin Olsen said once he was trying to run for one, and Deacon Jones kept falling behind him saying, lateral, lateral, give it to me. By the way, Merlin is involved. Father Murphy on Tuesday night is going to be a 2-hour special at 8 o'clock on NBC, and the good father going to join the ranks of the married. You know, that pretty school marm.
Yes.
He's going to go after her and marry her, I understand. It's and then in the new season, well, you can just guess what's going to happen. But it's a great show on Tuesday night, 8 o'clock, Father Murphy. It's nice that you can talk about not only a man you like, Merlin Olsen starring, but a show that the whole family can enjoy. I know Archie Reese always watches it. Tom Flores. Almost called us a laugher, but you wouldn't know it by that expression on his face. Barr tees it up. And a long afternoon for these Atlanta Falcon fans. That's going to go out of bounds. Barr cutting that one a bit too thin. Final scores today. Let's run down the scoreboard. National Football League, the Jets are winners, 31-7. Both those teams now 1-1. Dallas gets its first win, beating the Cardinals 24-7. Pittsburgh 2-0, and they've beaten two top opponents, the Cowboys and the Bengals. Overtime win for the Steelers. The Eagles come from behind and win it at the bell, 24-21 against the Browns. Upset, Kansas City at home over San Diego, 19-12. Upset, Saints at Chicago, blanking the Bears. You think there weren't some growls and grumbles at Soldier Field?
Stabler played that ball game, threw a touchdown pass.
And here at one time in the third quarter, the fans in Atlanta were chanting, "Go on strike, go on strike." Well, maybe the Falcons did prematurely. 38-14. The Raiders certainly were here in force. By the way, they had the solidarity shake, as they have been before the game, and was the most loudly booed of the solidarities that I've heard so far this year. I think the fans are really anticipating the possibility of a strike, and obviously are hoping that won't happen. At the 10, Reggie Brown, 25-30, and the young man nicknamed Truck for his build, 5'11" and 211, is brought down by Clee Montgomery. Bartkowski, this got to be the time, Len Dawson, where you just assume the coach put in your backup man.
Yes, save me for next week.
I won't have anything left for the dance. And there is really how you can lie with statistics. You just joined in. What a game. Has it been close? 10 yards separating these two teams. Check the scoreboard. Raiders 38, Falcons 14. And it really hasn't seemed that close. Kane gets about 10 yards, and that just about ties up the yardage totals. Millen and Nelson make the tackle. And the big question now, will this quarter ever end?
They're going to get some plays off because Atlanta is not going to huddle. Not unless they go out of bounds.
It's an empty record-setting day for Bartkowski. He's thrown more than any quarterback in Atlanta history, and he's about to complete more than anyone ever has, throwing the football in the red and black of the Falcons.
And he's only 24 points down.
Yeah, it's tough to come up with plays, and you know that you're going to call the long one. You're going to have one of those black shirts just right down your throat. To the sidelines. Kane does not stay in bounds. Now he's knocked out of bounds. First down at the 41-yard line of the Raiders. Bob Nelson made the tackle. That should be a record-setting pass for Bartkowski. His own mark is 33, and he now has 33 today in 53 attempts. More attempts than the former mark of 50. But just as statistics are misleading and can lie, so are they meaningless.
Yes, there's only one statistic that anybody ever worries about.
W.
That's right.
Most yards.
Let me ask you your opinion of the Raiders. You've seen them 2 weeks in a row.
I didn't think they were this good. They're obviously a team that is well balanced, and they played two good opponents on the road. 2 victories. McKeska, and that'll be interference against Mike Davis. Davis trying to reach around the tight end of the Falcons. It'll be a first down. Atlanta inside the 15-yard line.
Generally, after a game, the players get in, they shower, and they get dressed very quickly. Here you're taking a look at the last play. Interference on the part of number 36, Mike Davis, giving the Atlanta Falcons a first down. I say after the game, they get dressed and hurry and get onto the airport and take off. The Raiders may be a little late in arriving home today because I think they are dead tired out there right now.
Well, they don't even get a chance to go home. They have to go back to Oakland where they practice. Home is Los Angeles. Junior Miller to the 5-yard line. It'll be second down and short. As we said last week, when they were playing in San Francisco, they took the bus for a road game. They have to fly down to their home games in the Coliseum. They'll be training in the Alameda area, the Oakland Coliseum area, until late October, when their new training facilities in El Segundo, California. They bought a junior high school there in El Segundo, much as the Rams have done in Orange County, and they'll use that as their headquarters, their training camp, but it won't be ready for another month or so. Kane is not able to pick up the touchdown.
Oh, please.
And
please.
As they stop him at about the 3-yard line.
Hey, all right.
Jack Squirek makes the play. The numbers on Bartkowski and Plunkett.
Plunkett has had a fine day.
He has indeed.
2 TDs, no interceptions. 54 times. When you have to go back and fire that ball 54 times, you're in trouble.
Over what number? I mean, if you were just going to say, not looking at any of the scores, you look at attempts, where would you start to say that team probably lost?
I would say, you know, the Raiders statistics, 29 attempts. Today. Now, if you're talking about 10 years ago when the running game was more established and the rules didn't help the pass game like they do now, but I would say when you're getting over 30 attempts, generally you
might be in trouble.
Yeah.
Bartkowski, short of the first down, 3rd and inches at the 3-yard line. That's the first down, but not a touchdown, as Andrews, following the block of Kane, 1st and goal at the 1-yard line. Matt Millen makes the tackle for the Raiders. John Gonzalez has been our director today. Mr. Rollo, our producer. We want to thank our spotters, Joel Alderman and Tim Cambias. Boyd Odom for his assistance in the booth. Joe Costanza, he gets anything over 50 passes, he gets a bonus. He's going to really be happy with this one. Andrews, door slammed on him as Burgess Owens came up from the secondary to make the hit. A flag is down. Clock shows 2:50.
Is that the time of day, or that's the time remaining?
AM or PM?
2:50 and counting down. The last time we showed.
Offside, still first down.
2 minutes and 50 seconds left, and as punishing as this has been for the Atlanta faithful, well, early reports coming into the second games of the day. San Francisco jumps to an early lead against Denver. Intercepted by Millen in the end zone, and from the 1-foot line, Bartkowski is picked off by Millen, not known for his ability to intercept. He has 2 in his career, and that's the final nail in the coffin for Atlanta today.
Bartkowski didn't get the ball high enough. He had his tight end behind Millen. Did you notice Millen, though? He was thinking initially of running the ball. Here it is here. The pass. Millen going up. You'd see Junior Miller. Now he started to go, and he said, wait a minute, I'm tired.
And that's 100 yards even if I do make it. Bartkowski, and that facial expression tells it all.
34 for 375 yards throwing the ball, and you're down 24 points.
The only good news is you only lose 1 time when you lose on a Sunday. It's only 1-1. It must seem like 3 or 4 the way this one's been packaged by the Raiders, who in turn have to be up on their toes the way this one's gone. Frank Hawkins with the carry, as Tom Flores with the luxury of being able to use his second line team now. Clee Montgomery at a wide receiver, Hawkins, Taylor at running back. 2:25 left. Raiders will be in San Diego, and will find a mad bunch of Chargers who are upset by Kansas City next Sunday if they don't strike. And Atlanta plays Kansas City Thursday night. Well, that's barely time to get the fluids back in the body.
Tomorrow they'll probably come out and jog a little bit. On Monday, then they'll go back to work. On Tuesday they'll have no days off.
2-minute warning. The Blues have beaten the Reds. More empties than full seats at Atlanta Stadium, where it's been all Los Angeles. Here's another fantastic finish. Back in Atlanta. 2 minutes left.
I'm I'm not going to say it.
I'm not either. You get in trouble when you make comments on those pretty young ladies on the sidelines. Billy Taylor down at the 20-yard line saying, hey, just tackle me and let's get this thing over with. Oh, wait a minute now. Did Atlanta just call timeout, or was that a mirage? The AFC versus NFC, for the first time in almost a decade, the National Conference had a winning record against the AFC last year. But with this score, it'll be 4-1 AFC out of the gates in 1982. And this team, as we said at the very top of the telecast, the Raiders have been the very best in interconference play. They started today 30-9 against the AFC.
I want to make a comment about George Anderson.
Oh, yes,
George,
the trainer of the Raiders.
Ever since the Raiders organized 23 years ago, I believe, he has been their trainer, and he missed his first game a week ago because of he's in the hospital with an ailment, and we wish him well. I know he's watching the game. But let me tell you about trainers. You know who's going to be the most important man after this game? The trainer, because he has to piece these people back together and get them ready for another ball game, particularly for Atlanta.
Even Run is going to have to get pumped up a little after this one. He's lost about 8 pounds. Tighten up that old belt buckle. I'd like to pass along the twos. He's watching in traction. John Matuzak. Here are the finals. 31-7. Jets win. Dallas wins 24-7. For those of you who just joined us, overtime final. The Steelers beating the Bengals 26-20. The Eagles, that's a big win for the team of Vermeil, 24-21, coming from behind Kansas City. An upset win over the Chargers, 19-12. And here's 38-14, the Raiders. And Plunkett throwing. And completing. Todd Christensen, tackled by Tim Laughlin, number 51, and a flag is down back where Plunkett threw the ball. The Saints, Bum Phillips throwing a whitewash at the Bears in Chicago. Miami has the early lead against Baltimore, 7-0 in the first. 49ers, after losing to the Raiders last week, 7-0 at Denver in the first. Warren Bryant of the Falcons on the sidelines. Penalty stops the clock with 1:39 left.
Illegal use of the hands. Third down.
People probably wondering why Plunkett put that ball in the air, but it was third down and long, and his defense is tired. The offense really hasn't been out there that much this last quarter. And I'm sure that Jim wanted to pick up a first down and have the offensive unit out there. They are a little fresher than the defense.
Greg Pruitt is now in at running back for the Raiders, and he gets the call. Here's Pruitt. Good tackle at the 11-yard line. Number 34, Blaine Geisen from the University of Hawaii made the play, and the Falcons call time. Well, you can't fault them for spirit. That has to be the definition of an optimist that calls timeout with 1:27 left, the other team with the ball, and you're trailing 38-14.
And the coach sends you in there. His quarterback says, get in there and win it.
You know the guy that really is my all-time optimist, though? My all-time optimist is that fella from Texas that went to Las Vegas, was it last year, with 2 suitcases, and in one suitcase he had $750,000 full of cash, and the other was an empty suitcase so he could take home the $750 he was going to win, and did. Bet one bet and won it all. Took home 2 suitcases. Now that's my all-time optimist. He captains my team. Partially blocked, but roughing the kicker is the call, and here's where you hope that Guy's all right. He took quite a blow. But he's tough, former safety at Southern Mississippi. He's mad about that this late in the game. What are you trying to prove, he says. Well, he got hit hard.
Everybody coming after him. Looked like, I thought that was partially blocked. I went in there. I thought that was Johnson Kent Johnson that hit Guy.
Yeah, you hear the Falcons yelling on the sidelines that he blocked the punt before the contact, but apparently that is not the call, and the Raiders will maintain possession, much to the chagrin of Jim Plunkett, who lumbers back out into the huddle.
Now he'll hand off to the backs.
1:21 left.
Run the clock out. 1 timeout remaining for Atlanta.
Oh, I sure hope they use it.
Well, you got something else you want to say?
Right. So it's always fun at the old ballpark, isn't it?
And not particularly so. I see a lot of people leaving.
Wait a minute. Plunkett wants to call time. All right. Well, that makes sense. 15 for 29 for the former Heisman winner at Stanford. NFL Rookie of the Year 11 years ago. 38-14. In case you joined us late, it was tied at 7 at the end of the first quarter, and the Raiders put it away with a 17-point second quarter. And the key plays were made by Marcus Allen. He threw a ball 47 yards, a completed pass that set up a touchdown that he later scored himself. He reeled off a 41-yard run, the longest run of the game, to set up a field goal, and he scored again on a 4-yard run. And then a fumble recovery by Hendrickson on the first play, 30-yard pass. Plunkett, Cliff Branch made it 24-7 at the end of the first half, and the second half has been academic. Raiders came out, scored on a 1-yard run by Hawkins. Atlanta put together one long drive for a touchdown, 31-14. Then a fumble, 75-yard fumble recovery for a touchdown by Archie Reese. I'm laughing because Lenny Dawson just got a call that he's supposed to go down to the field. And I just want to see you get a workout. There won't be any time for the interviews, Lenny, but you run down there as fast as you can. Lenny is in shape. I'll tell you what, Len, we're going to watch you all the way. Well, we can't miss you. You're the only one left in the stadium. Oh, 1 minute and 14 seconds left. So these two teams waiting for the timeout period to end. 1 minute and 14 seconds left. 38-14 the score. Bartkowski's totals on the day: 34 for 56, a record-setting attempts and completions. 375 yards is not a record. The old mark over 400, but all for naught as Tom Flores' team in the catbird seat and rocking. .108, and clock is finally running. This may be the longest quarter in history. 9-1, Minnesota beating Kansas City in the 7th, and the Angels have beaten the Blue Jays. They open a 3-game series tomorrow night in Anaheim. I know you fans watching on the West Coast, and apparently that series between the Angels and Royals will begin with them tied for first place, as this one of the many pennant races coming right down to the wire. And of course the World Series exclusively right here on NBC. There will not be another play. They'll just let the clock run. The Los Angeles Raiders, very impressively, a winner over the Atlanta Falcons. We're going to have interviews. Len Dawson is going to try to grab some of the key Raiders, and hopefully we'll hear Marcus Allen's reaction to this, his second pro game. The boos from the few people left at Atlanta Stadium are directed at their own, the Falcons. They were embarrassed today at Atlanta Stadium by the Los Angeles Raiders, 38-14. We're going to give you the scores and highlights from NFL 82, and we will also have the Lenny Dawson postgame show as he talks with the key Raiders involved in the victory for Los Angeles today. Now, hot, humid conditions, and it helps to be a winner today. It's tough on both sides, but the Raiders are wearing the smiles. 38-14, and another great game from Marcus Allen. Let's go to NFL 82 in New York.